meetings this season between the Knicks and the Rockets. They met back on November the 4th in Houston, and that was a 109-97 victory for the Rockets. And Alperen Şengün with 25 points, 14 rebounds. Of course, he'll be sidelined for tonight's game with that calf injury. Houston won despite shooting just 8 of 33 from beyond the arc. Jalen Brunson had 29 points to lead the Knickerbockers. Knicks have dropped their last two against this Rockets team overall after reeling off 8 consecutive victories, and the Knicks have defeated this Houston team 5 straight times here at Madison Square Garden. But the Rockets, a much improved basketball team, tonight kicks off the first of a 4-game road trip for them. They're 17-7 on the road, and only the Boston Celtics have more wins away from home than these Rockets. They're coached by Ime Udoka, and he was asked before tonight's game if he's surprised at all with his team's rapid ascension up the Western Conference.
Yeah, I mean, we had the talent. We had cap space to go get the veterans to help, and draft picks to get guys like Amanda Reed and Cam and those guys. And so we knew we had a formula where we could be good. But the internal growth for our young guys is really what helped us take the next step. And so, yeah, I mean, I've said it, being second or third or whatever it is in the standings, that's not the goal for us, is to play a certain way, and we've done that. Some of the other teams have struggled some and fallen back in the standings, which kind of propelled us. But I think in the second year, that was our goal, to not just obviously make the playoffs. We fell short last year, but to make some noise, and we've achieved that.
Rockets, a very stingy defensive team. They also play with good pace. They're ranked 5th in the NBA in that department. But the subject of one, Jalen Brunson, came up with Coach Udoka before tonight's game, and he was asked what makes Jalen such a difficult cover.
Yeah, his pace and IQ, everything he kind of brought to the table in college, he's translated to the NBA. Bigger guard, bigger point guard that knows how to create space and create contact, draw fouls, and all the above. So he's a semi-free level scorer, really good in the mid-range, and takes advantage of matchups and lack of size on him. So not saying I'm surprised with what he's done, but a winner in college all those years, and taking it to another level in the NBA when he's got his opportunity.
And how do you counter the Knicks' physicality when he gets set to match up, Coach?
I think we're physical as well. So Fred brings the edge, and Alfie has kind of anchored us, but the guys that we're replacing them with have the same toughness. So it's a game that with two physical teams, similar to us in Memphis when Alfie was out that game as well. But rewatching and looking at the previous game, it felt like a old school, early 2000 game, 109-97. We guarded extremely well, especially in the second half, and made them really work for what they got. But that's their mantra as well, and we know that about them. And so that's where our heart has tonight.
And, of course, OG Anunoby not in the lineup tonight for the Knickerbockers. Deuce McBride will take his place in the starting lineup. But Coach Udoka was asked how OG's absence is going to affect how you look at this Knicks basketball team.
Yeah, I mean, it's a guy you have to count for. They got quite a few wings that do similar things, but so they'll make up for that. But he is a matchup problem at times due to his versatility of shooting threes, posting up, slashing, getting on the rebounds. And so it seems like they have him, Hart, Mikal Bridges, all those guys do some similar things, but he brings a level of physicality to the team that is hard to combat if you don't have the right guys on him. So, I'm sure that, they got guys just like we do that'll step up and make up for it, but kind of shakes their ecosystem like the way Fred and Alfie being out of ours does as well.
Join us at the Garden on Saturday, February 8th to see the Knicks face off against the Celtics. You can head to Knicks.com to get your tickets. When we return here on the Knicks pregame show, we'll check in with Monica McNutt. We'll go over the keys to tonight's game. Knicks hosting the Houston Rockets, and you're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Hey there, game lovers. Ready for some excitement? Chumba Casino is where it's at. Free to play with hundreds of online social casino games and new releases every week. Play anytime, anywhere, and enjoy free daily login bonuses and a fantastic welcome offer. Whether at home or on the go, play for your chance to redeem some serious prizes with ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. Got to be 18 or over. Terms and conditions apply.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
This is Jalen Brunson. I'll be driving to my games this season in style in my new Jeep Gladiator from Princeton Jeep. My friends at Princeton Jeep gave me the all-star treatment, and you can expect the same thing too. Just mention that I sent you, and they'll treat you like family. Princeton Jeep has tons of inventory, great deals, and all new and used vehicles. Visit Princeton Jeep at 1045 State Road in Princeton, New Jersey, or online at PrincetonJeeps.com and tell them Jalen sent you.
Dan Grosson back on the Knicks pregame show. We're inching closer to tip-off tonight between the Knicks and the Houston Rockets at the world's most famous arena, which is where we head now to check in with Pat O'Keefe. He's going to be on the call for tonight's game with Monica McNutt. Pat, always great to catch up with you, of course, my friend. And big story coming into this one tonight, of course. Knicks going to be a little bit shorthanded, and a guy who's been a mainstay for them all season long, OG Anunoby, unable to give it a go tonight with that foot sprain. Hopefully it's on the good side of things as far as the absence is concerned, but at least for tonight, have to make do without OG Anunoby.
That's for sure. First and foremost, the update that we got today, Dan, is that it is a mild foot sprain, which, considering all of the possibilities that were out there, is actually decent news, and I think if you're a Knicks fan, you would certainly take that. Now, as far as how it pertains to tonight's game and any subsequent games that he may miss, he is one of their most indispensable players. He's their most unique player, I think, because of all of the things that he can do, all of the positions that he can guard defensively, and his offensive game, for the most part this year, has been very good. Now, it's gone through a couple of dips, but lately, OG Anunoby's three-point shooting and his overall offensive game was on an upswing, and they'll have to make do without that as well.
Absolutely, and you think about the Knicks, it's next man up, and Deuce McBride is going to get the nod in the starting lineup tonight. First opportunity for him to enter the starting five this season, and all it does is then possibly puts a little bit more of a strain on that reserve unit when you're missing one of your contributors in Deuce.
It will for sure. There will be that trickle-down effect. Historically speaking, my guess is that those minutes will just kind of be spread out among the regulars. I don't anticipate Tom Thibodeau going deeper into his rotation. I think that with OG Anunoby out, it probably goes from a 9-man to an 8-man rotation. Now, in recent games, McBride's minutes have been up. Achua has been playing extremely well. He had 15 points and 15 rebounds here on Saturday against the Lakers. Cameron Payne's numbers and minutes have fluctuated. He's been one of the Knicks' best three-point shooters in totality this year. And Landry Shamet has seen his role increase lately. So that group, specifically Achua, Shamet, and Payne, are going to be very important because that is the Knicks bench.
And injuries, well, the opponent dealing with them tonight as well. They're down 3 starters, and the biggest perhaps is Alperen Şengün, who is their all-star, missing 2 of your 3 leading scorers. Not ideal going into a game against the Knicks team that certainly does not want to drop back-to-back contests.
Right, from the Knicks' perspective, yes, they are shorthanded without OG Anunoby, but led by Alperen Şengün. They're very thin up front. No Jock Landale. Jabari Smith Jr. also remains out. The thing about this Houston team is they are among the deepest in the NBA. You know, you look at the Knicks all season long, as successful as they've been, they have relied so heavily upon production from their starting five. Houston is a team that has done it with depth, going 9, 10, 11 men deep. So from that perspective, you would think they are able to call on the next man up to fill the gaps. That being said, Alperen Şengün is their best and most productive offensive scorer, and that's a big loss.
No doubt indeed. All right, Pat, let's get now to the Knicks keys to the game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers. What do you think it's going to take tonight?
Few keys for the Knicks. Number one, match Houston's physicality. The Knicks are a team under Tom Thibodeau that usually has the advantage as the more physical team. Ime Udoka's teams, going back to the one season he was the head coach with the Celtics when they went to the NBA Finals in the last 2 years in Houston, they kind of match his personality. So the Knicks need to match their physicality. They also need to match their athleticism. This Rockets team has a bunch of young, athletic, rangy wings. Amen Thompson in his second year has really taken a leap the last few weeks. Tari Eason is an excellent athletic player as well. Jalen Green. So the Knicks have to match that athleticism as well. And then number three, and this is always a key for the Knicks lately, three-point shooting, both offensively and defensively. For the Knicks offensively, knock them down at a high clip. Then defensively, the Knicks allow opponents to shoot a higher three-point percentage than any in the NBA.
Rockets, though, struggles from beyond the arc, of course. They're just converting 34%, which is 27th in the NBA, so maybe that plays into the Knicks' hands for tonight's game. That was the Knicks Keys to the Game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Discover what happens when rugged capability meets true performance. Learn more at Kia.com. Kia, movement that inspires. Pat, great stuff. Looking forward to hearing from you and Monica on the call. Have a good one.
Thanks, Dan.
All righty. I will talk to you again coming up at halftime, but next we'll send it right back to MSG as Pat O'Keefe and Monica McNutt will have the call. Finale of the 5-game homestand for the New York Knickerbockers as they entertain the Houston Rockets. And New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues right after this timeout. Enjoy the game, everybody.
This has been the New York Knicks pregame show. Get ready. New York Knicks basketball is coming right up.
Okay, New York sports fans, the Arctic cold is coming this week. So if you heat your home with oil, then you must hear this message. Low-price home heating oil is now available to ESPN listeners at a fixed price that can save you hundreds of dollars a year on your home heating bill. That's not all. To kick off the new year, Sloman's will include a free 24/7, 365 emergency service plan for all new customers until February 9th. If you think you're paying way too much to heat your home, then call 866-OIL-DEAL. That's 866-OIL-DEAL to see how much you can save on home heating oil. All new customers will receive a free 24/7, 365 emergency service contract. Just call 866-OIL-DEAL. The heating oil line is now open for ESPN listeners. Think you're paying too much for your home heating oil service? Then call the home heating oil line today and see how much you can save. Don't wait. There's no reason to pay too much for home heating oil. New customers will receive a free emergency service plan and low rate on home heating oil. Just call 866-OIL-DEAL. That's 866-OIL-DEAL.
Knicks fans, when deciding to take a charter bus, there's only one choice. That's Best Trails and Travel, New York City's premier charter bus company. Best Trails and Travel has the highest level of charter bus service in New York City and has been serving New York's leading corporations, professional sports teams, and private individuals for 30 years. They offer premier customer service and the newest fleet of buses in the industry. Whether you're traveling with family, friends, or colleagues, Best Trails and Travel guarantees you the ultimate traveling experience. Visit them at besttrailstravel.com or call 212-206-6974.
You want to get the most for your money. That's why more Mazda buyers choose Ramsey Mazda. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 all-wheel drive, only $199 a month. Or buy with 0.9% APR financing for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. Excludes tax, title, and registration. Zero security deposit. VIN SM765438. MSRP $26,940. Ends 2/3/25.
Are you ready?
Rebound tapped to McBride. Right side, Anunoby, an open three. That's good.
New York Knicks basketball is on the air.
Drives baseline, lays it up, but he's blocked. Hart swoops in for the putback. And it's a three-point Knicks lead. Timeout, Chicago.
The New York Knicks. Are you ready?
One-on-one with Maxey. Steps through, kicks it out. Brunson again. Knocks it down. 2 in a row for Jalen Brunson. Knicks lead 101-95.
Knicks basketball starts right now. Now, here's Monica McNutt. And with the play-by-play, here's Pat O'Keefe on the MSG Radio Network.
And once again, we are at Madison Square Garden as the New York Knicks tonight wrap up their 5-game homestand with their second and final meeting of the season against the Houston Rockets. Knicks suffered their first loss of the homestand Saturday night in a 128-112 defeat to LeBron James and the Lakers. So tonight, looking to finish on a high note before hitting the road. Hello, everyone. Pat O'Keefe, joined by Monica McNutt on this Monday evening. Yes, the Knicks lost, Monica, but the worst part of the night, OG Anunoby suffering a sprained right foot, leaving the game in the third quarter. Now, the Knicks with decent news before the game today. According to Tom Thibodeau, it is a mild foot sprain, but Anunoby is out tonight for the first time this season, and that opens the door for Precious Achiuwa, who's coming off a monster double-double against the Lakers.
I was just about to counter your bad news with some positive news, and that is what I think most folks feared when he went down, because it was a non-contact incident. And if you saw both LeBron James's face and Karl Anthony Towns' face, you may have thought the worst. So mild foot sprain, you will take it. Talking with our colleague Wally Zerback a little bit pregame, he said he dealt with one of those during the course of his career. He was out for about 2 weeks and he was good to go. So let's hope that the timeline is similar, particularly with All-Star break on the horizon. But to Precious Achiuwa and the double-doubles, we love the productivity of Precious Achiuwa. He's used his athleticism and his quick twitch, to make things happen for these Knicks, whether he's guarding up or down in terms of player size. In the 19 games that he's started so far this season, he's giving you 12.5 points, but 53% from the field and 9.5 rebounds.
Houston's 32-16, the third best record in the Western Conference. This is an interesting matchup because the Knicks under Tom Thibodeau are always one of the most physical teams in the NBA, but the same can be said about Ime Udoka coach teams, and the Rockets really mirror his personality.
So I just had the Rockets for a national ESPN radio broadcast versus the Memphis Grizzlies. And so I'm very familiar with the fortitude that these guys play with. They definitely take pride in their ability to be physical, and with the variety of athletes that they have in terms of guys that have great wingspans, great jumping abilities, and stamina, they are willing to push up and make defenses or offenses as uncomfortable as possible with their top 10 rated defense.
They are young, they are physical, they are athletic, and at 32-16, they are perhaps ahead of schedule. But here they are, the Rockets and the Knicks at Madison Square Garden, as the Knicks wrap up this 5-game homestand, looking to make it a 4-1 homestand. Lineups and the opening tip coming up. First, let's send it down courtside. Garden public address announcer Mike Walshewski.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena, as we celebrate the Black experience through meaningful stories and the impacts of members of our community. Tonight's matchup features the Houston Rockets and your New York Knicks. At this time, we ask, if you're able, please rise, remove your hats. Here to present our nation's colors, please welcome the New York City Police Department. And here to perform the Star-Spangled Banner from the hit Broadway musical Hell's Kitchen, please welcome Tony Award winner, Malia Joy Moon.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Joy Moon.
Ready to get going here at Madison Square Garden, front end of a back-to-back for the Knicks. They head to Toronto after this game to take on the Raptors tomorrow night. Your starting lineups, the Rockets, 32-16. They're 17-7 on the road, and as mentioned, in third place in the Western Conference. Jalen Green, 6'6", in his fourth year, came from the G League Ignite and was the number 2 pick in the 2021 draft. He's Houston's leading scorer at 21.5 points per game. The veteran is Dylan Brooks, 6'7", in his 8th year out of Oregon, his second season in Houston after his first 6 in Memphis, and he is shooting a career-high 38.5% from downtown. Amen Thompson, 6'7", second year, just 22 years old, out of the Overtime Elite program. He was the number 4 pick in the 2023 draft. Thompson has started the last 13 games, during which he's averaging 17.8 points and shooting 53% from the field. Jayshawn Tate, 6'4", in his 5th year out of Ohio State. Tate is making his second start of the season. And Tari Eason, 6'8", in his 3rd year out of LSU, his first start of the season and just the 6th start of his career. Again, the Rockets are shorthanded. They're without their all-star Alperen Şengün, also Jabari Smith Jr., Fred VanVleet, and Jock Landau. Their head coach is Ime Udoka, his second season in Houston, 3rd overall. He led the Celtics to the 2022 NBA Finals. The Knicks are 32-17. They're 17-9 at home, and they are led by Jalen Brunson, 6'2", 7th year out of Villanova, 10th in the NBA in scoring, 8th in assists, 25.7 points per game, and a career-high 7.5 assists. Precious Achiuwa making his second start of the season. Achiuwa is coming off a 15-point, 15-rebound performance on Saturday night against the Lakers. He's 6'8", in his 5th year out of Memphis. Mikal Bridges, 6'6", 7th year out of Villanova, the NBA's leader in minutes per game. Since December 1st, 30 games played, Bridges is shooting 39.7% from downtown. Josh Hart, 6'4", in his 8th year out of Villanova, at 26 points, 13 rebounds, and 11 assists on Saturday for his 7th triple-double of the season. That is tied for the second most in a season in Knicks history. Only Walt Clyde Frazier with 8 had more. And in the middle, Karl Anthony Towns, 7 feet in his 10th year out of Kentucky. Since coming back after spraining his thumb, in 6 games, Towns is averaging 17.5 points and shooting just 20% from downtown. And the Knicks head coach, Tom Thibodeau, his 5th season in New York, a record of 207 wins and 160 losses. So here we are at Madison Square Garden for the Knicks and the Rockets. Pat O'Keefe and Monica McNutt. It was a tough night on Saturday for the Knicks All-Stars, Monica, as Brunson and Towns combined to score 28 points. It was not a tough night for Hart. I mentioned that 7th triple-double of the season, and Josh Hart continues to give the Knicks whatever they seem to need.
All of his heart, yes, corny pun intended, because that's what he brings to the table. I mean, you mentioned the triple-doubles, now up to 7 in this season, more than he had all of last season, and we're not even close to the end of this thing. I think you remember seeing Saturday night the energy and the passion that he played with, that shot that he hit to finish the 3rd quarter, trying to infuse some life into this team that was starting to lose its way after OG Anunoby had gone out in that second half of basketball. But what I loved most, and not just about this past weekend's performance, because that's sort of unforgettable on the part of the Knicks, but as you look through the conversation before the All-Star reserves were announced, there were some national outlets that were making the case for Josh Hart as an All-Star. And to me, that is an incredible tip of the cap and a great sign of folks acknowledging that gaudy stats is not the only way to show up and impact winning.
And he's almost averaging a double-double, 14.2 points and 9.8 rebounds per game at 6 feet 4 inches tall. He has gone from one of the best undersized rebounders in the NBA to one of the best rebounders in the NBA.
A fact, right? And I think in addition to that, you hear every press conference we go to when asked, what's it like to guard a guy like Josh Hart? Coaches appreciate the versatility that he brings. He can also push the ball after he gets those rebounds, and so he takes some of the pressure off of Jalen Brunson and helps this Knicks team find transition baskets, which have been good to them in terms of scoring in the fast break and in the paint over the stretch of January, especially the back half of January, those 7 games.
When it's game time, it's Tully time. The opening tip brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the all-new Tullamore Dew Honey during tonight's action. The Knicks in their Association Edition uniforms, their home whites. New York in orange across the chest. The Rockets in their road fire engine red uniforms with black trim and white lettering, Rockets across the chest. It'll be Amen Thompson at 6'7", but unbelievably athletic, jumping center against Karl Anthony Towns. Our crew chief is Mitchell Irvin. He works with Kevin Cutler and Brandon Schwab. On a Monday night, Game 5 of the 5-game homestand. We are underway as the Knicks control the opening tip. Brunson advances into the front court. He's picked up by Thompson. They go high post for Towns. He should have a size advantage for most of the night. Brunson on the right side, crosses over against Brooks, stops at the foul line. They dump it right into Towns, who lays it in off the glass.
Paint scoring has been so important for the Knicks over this recent stretch, even on Saturday night. Even though they lost, they were very effective in the paint.
Rockets first turn. They're one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. Middle of the pack offensively. Here's Jalen Green just inside midcourt, turns the corner all the way to the basket for a two-handed slam. So Green showing off the athleticism. He got the corner, found the lane, and we are tied at 2 in the first minute of play. Bridges between the circles, picked up by Brooks. Finds Brunson on the right-hand side. Brunson is guarded by Tari Eason. They're looking for Towns again. Towns is being guarded by Thompson. Achua has it between the circles now. Just over a minute gone by here at the Garden. Brunson crossover dribble, pump fake top of the key. Fires a jumper, no good. It's an air ball and a shot clock violation.
All right, we're into it.
Rockets defensively on the season, in terms of points per game allowed, 5th best in the NBA, allowing 108.5. Green on the right side. Now he spins back towards the center. Right down the lane. Jayshawn Tate can't finish. Good contest by Towns inside. Here's Hart. Lobs. Achua slams it down.
That is an example of what Precious Achua brings when he's on the floor. Another athletic option for the Knicks, both offensively and defensively.
Josh Hart, 11 assists on Saturday, part of that triple-double. Brooks short on a pull-up jumper. Thompson battling and grabs the offensive rebound. Brooks for 3, right corner, no. Tap is no good inside again by Eason, and finally taken by Hart and the Knicks. Here's Bridges on the right side, backing his way on Green. Up top, Towns fires a straight on 3, off the front of the rim, rebounded by Jalen Green. Bounce pass all the way out ahead. Tate, one dribble, pump fake, lays it in off the glass.
This breakneck pace, though, Pat, if this pace holds in this ball game, it's going to favor the Rockets, because even with their injuries, they've got a little bit more depth than the Knicks do.
Knicks shorthanded again, playing without OG Anunoby for the first time this season. Towns on the baseline, short on the turnaround, fighting for the offensive rebound, gets it back, and puts it in. Good second effort by Karl Anthony Towns. He has 4 of the Knicks' first 6 points, and they lead 6-4. Now Green in the front court, as they work it around Thompson towards the foul line. Thompson, the one part of his game that he still struggles with is his outside shot. Down the lane, he doesn't struggle there. He lays it in off the glass.
So Jalen Green in particular, in the month of January, has been able to take a leap. He's shooting the 3-ball exceptionally well compared to where he was earlier this year.
Dylan Brooks, always one of the most physical players in the NBA, fouls Brunson on a reach-in going to the basket. It's the first foul of the game. We're tied at 6 with 9:09 to go in the first quarter. Jalen Green, you mentioned his 3-point shooting on the season, 36% from downtown. Knicks inbound, front court, it's Brunson on the Knicks logo. Eason a couple of steps off of Brunson, looking to set him up. Crossover, pull-up, top of the key jumper, too strong. Bridges the offensive rebound. One dribble pull-up jumper is good.
A beautiful second chance opportunity for the Knicks. That's going to be key in this one. We talked about this Houston Rockets squad being the best rebounding team by percentage in the league.
Blocking foul against Karl Anthony Towns as he tried to cut off Jalen Green. On the offensive boards, Monica, the Knicks already with 2 putback buckets among their first 8 points.
Sometimes, though, Pat, and we've seen this team got the energy in the first quarter, and then somewhere in the third and fourth, it gets Bogged down.
It's a long 48-minute game as Green misses a three-pointer. Towns battling for the rebound. It's out of bounds off of Houston. The original call was Rockets ball. They changed the call, and it'll go to the Knicks. And a delay of game for the Rockets in the process. So one more of those, it will be a technical foul. Knicks lead 8-6 with the basketball. 3.5 minutes gone by here at the Garden. Hart brings it into the front court. Now with the dribble towards the top of the arc. They swing it around left side. Brunson guarded by Eason. Bridges pulls up. Ball back jumper in and out. No, it almost fell back in, but rebounded by Brooks. Brooks lays it off. Loose ball, and the Rockets lost the handle. Amen Thompson lets it slip out of bounds.
I know we're only 4 minutes into game time, but the Knicks are doing a decent job of meeting the Rockets as they're looking to score in transition. That time, Mikal Bridges was back and helped cause that turnover by Thompson.
Brunson, one dribble, step back, and he took a shot attempting a three-pointer as he got Amen Thompson to leave his feet, and Brunson will go to the line. They're going to take a look again. I'm not sure if they're going to see if he was behind the three-point line or not, or if because Brunson took a shot in the face. They want to see if it's a three-point shot attempted by Brunson. So two free throws coming for Brunson.
I was about to say, I'm surprised if this ends up being a three. It is two, in fact, because that left foot of Jalen Brunson is well in front of the three-point line.
All right, so 2 free throws for Jalen Brunson. Knicks leading 8-6. First one is good. Brunson on the season, 81% from the line.
An uncharacteristic miss or two last time out.
Saturday night wasn't the Knicks' night.
And it was certainly not Jalen Brunson's night, which is
rare.
Rare, but it is. If it's not his night, it's usually tough for it to be the Knicks' night as well.
Yep. And if it's not his night, it's usually his night the next time out.
There you go. I like that, Pat.
10-6. Brunson hits them both. Knicks a 4-point lead. Eason turns the corner right to the basket. Countered in the foul.
Tari Eason is a young man that I really like his game. In fact, even in November, in the spot minutes that he played, he made an impression in terms of his relentlessness. And as much as we open this broadcast praising Josh Hart, and rightfully so, there are shades of that sort of energy in Tari Eason's game in my mind. Just a guy that's willing to be active and do whatever it is his team needs.
Eason hits the free throw, completes the three-point play, and the Knicks lead is 1 at 10-9 with 7:55 to go in the first. Garden crowd a little quiet on this Monday night to begin. There's all sorts of energy here on Saturday when LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers were here. Towns from the high post. His pass deflected. Towns gets it back. 5 seconds to shoot. Towns working from the right wing along the baseline. Turns, has to fall back with the jumper. Hits the top of the backboard. And for the second time already, the Knicks call for a shot clock violation.
So this is where, to me, if you're not going to figure out how to attack Jayshawn Tate, who you have height over, the ball has to move. There's no reason to settle for isolation there to get that shot.
Rockets ball after the Knicks turnover. Green pops out, Bridges all the way up on him. Uses a screen from Tate, slips a bounce pass through, lob pass Thompson, slams it down. 5 straight for the Rockets, and they lead 11-10. Quickly the other way, it's Bridges on the right side, picked up by Eason, back up top for Brunson. Thompson tries to chase Brunson around the screen. Now Brooks picks him up on a switch. They dump it into Towns again on the right block. Couple power dribbles. Towns right to the basket and finishes.
A much better decision compared to the last one where Towns settled for the fadeaway. That time using all of his force and his prowess and his height right at the rim. Excellent.
He's got 6 points. Knicks lead 12-11. Brooks from the left corner runs into Brunson, keeps his dribble, and knocks down a 12-foot jumper.
Dylan Brooks is a solid dude. He got into foul trouble the other night when these guys played Memphis, having to guard Jaren Jackson Jr. That was a very physical battle.
Here's Brunson turning the corner. Euro step through the lane, and he finishes the floater.
Jalen Brunson's ability to change speed and change direction is just so key to what he does. That time, not a change of direction, but a change of speed. As he, oh my goodness. That is a very light and unfortunate call.
Towns gets tangled up with Jayshawn Tate. Towns gets called for the foul, and with 6:20 to go in the first quarter, it is the second personal foul against Karl-Anthony Towns.
I didn't even really see what happened, but it looked more like Karl-Anthony Towns was trying to help Tate up. man, it was off the ball. It was, oh man, that's a stinker.
Tough start for Karl Anthony Towns as he was off to a good start with 6 points. Timeout on the floor, 6:20 to go in the first quarter, and the Knicks lead the Rockets 14-13. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Attention Knicks fans! Looking for infusion care that puts you first? ThriveWell Infusion specializes in delivering cutting-edge therapies for rare diseases and autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. Trusted by physicians across specialties, ThriveWell offers private state-of-the-art infusion suites and slam-dunk treatment from their highly trained medical team. From New York to New Jersey and across Long Island, experience care, comfort, convenience, and compassion like never before at a ThriveWell location near you. Find out more at ThriveWellInfusion.com. That's ThriveWellInfusion.com. Saving lives drip by drip.
To my city by the bay. NBA All-Star. Get ready for a show. Are you not entertained? When I come home, Stephen Curry. That is a 50. Let's get it on TNT.
Grand Marnier is an award-winning blend of fine cognac and orange liqueur. It's made for those who live to step outside the box, who like to put a twist on the traditional and believe in a world that's not just good, but grand. Visit grandmarnier.com to learn how to take cocktails from ordinary to extraordinary and live grand. Grand Marnier Liqueur, 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Copyright 2022, Campari America, New York, New York. Drink with style. Always drink responsibly.
Back here at Madison Square Garden, 6:20 to go, first quarter. Knicks lead the Rockets 14-13. Karl Anthony Towns with 6 points, now on the Knicks bench with 2 personal fouls. And Monica, it is Ariel Hukporti, the first Knick in off the bench, replacing Towns.
So this is interesting. In my observation, I think Tibbs sticks to what he likes, but he is willing to acknowledge the matchups. And I think Ariel Hukporti offers some mobility, some foot speed, some quickness that is good to match up against this Houston Rockets spot.
All 5 Rockets starters have scored, and they've assisted on 5 of their 6 field goals. Jalen Green, wild pull-up 3, and he knocks it down from the right side. That's what he can do. 16-14. Knicks trail by 2 halfway through the first quarter. Aaron Holiday and Steven Adams have come on off of the Rockets bench here. Hukporti, the only Knick reserve in the game, gives to Brunson on the right side. Brunson trying to drive on Holiday. 2 long strides, and his floater is no good off the front of the rim. Long rebound bounces out. It's taken by Green. Leaves it back for Brooks. 3-pointer is good, and the Rockets lead by 5. And Tom Thibodeau calls a timeout.
The Rockets are not a prolific three-point shooting team, but we know that the Knicks not great in terms of defending the three-point line, but also giving up open threes. It just compounds to the issue. But Tibbs is actually having a conversation with one of the officials tonight, Brandon Schwab. I'm not sure exactly what he's so upset about.
Well, he went to Brandon Schwab after he gave Mitchell Irvin an earful. Tom Thibodeau not happy with that last sequence of events as the Knicks trail 19-14. Timeout Knicks. 5:39 to go in the first quarter. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Get a double-digit bonus exclusively for Knicks fans from Food Bazaar Supermarket. Take $10 off of your order of $50 or more when you shop online at shop.foodbazaar.com. Plus, your first delivery is free. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com and use promo code FANSGET10 for the largest selection of international foods, an all-star lineup of the freshest meat, seafood, and produce, and $10 off of your first order of $50. Use promo code FANSGET10 at shop.foodbazaar.com.
There's no place like home.
At NYU Langone Health, we get our surgery patients home sooner than any other health system. Better health starts with a better health system. NYU Langone Health, #1 for quality care in the U.S. The NYU Langone Health app gives you access to your electronic health record, so you can keep track of your visits, lab results, and images all in one place. Better health starts with a better health system. NYU Langone Health, #1 for quality care in the U.S. Learn more at nyulangonehealth.org.
Hey there. It's John Starks from John Starks Kia, where you'll find award-winning vehicles, amazing service, and great prices. Plus, every Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty.
Right now, we have 0 down, 0 first month payment, 0 security deposit, and 0 bank fee available. That's 0 do-it signing available every day. We have low financing available on all Kias in stock.
See you at John Starks Kia.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Attention Optimum subscribers. Optimum has stopped negotiating to bring MSG networks back to your service, but you're still paying. Don't get charged for programming you no longer receive. Demand a reduction of at least $10 in your monthly bill today. Visit keepmsg.com or call 1-844-4KEEP-MSG. Knicks ball out of the timeout. Houston on a 13-4 run. They lead 19-14 with 5.5 to go in the first quarter. Ariel Hukporti, the first Knick off the bench tonight. Knicks started Precious Achiuwa. Mikal Bridges' runner in the lane is no good. Steven Adams grabs the rebound. Here comes Jalen Green sprinting it into the front court. He's cut off by Hart. Hesitation dribble. Goes left side. Pass inside. Adams' floater is good. And the Rockets lead 21-14.
The Rockets have now made their last 6 shots. This Knicks defense is going to have to find a little bit more resistance to make them uncomfortable.
Brunson working from the top of the arc around the Hukporti screen to the basket off the glass and in. Jalen Brunson pulls the Knicks back within 5. His second field goal. He has 6 points. Now Adams comes out to set a screen for Jalen Green. Green goes left-hand side. Lob pass, high post Adams. One dribble knocked out of his hands by Hukporti and out of bounds. Tom Thibodeau wants that to be Knicks basketball. The initial call is off of the Knicks. And it will be Houston ball. Deuce McBride checks in with 4:41 to go, replacing Josh Hart. Josh Hart went right back to the Knicks locker room. Not sure why. Keep an eye on that as McBride is in the game. Now from the right corner, Green, a step back 3, no good. A brick off the backboard and rim. Here comes Achiuwa into the front court left side. Hands to McBride. McBride open for a moment, puts it on the floor. Pump fake at the foul line. Left side pass Achiuwa. Up top, Hukporti. Hukporti's left-handed, gives it back up top to Brunson, who has it just inside the midcourt line. Drives around Adams into the right corner. Bridges tries to gather. 3 seconds to shoot. Bridges, finger roll, count it, and the foul.
This is really good ball and body movement, right? Like the Knicks didn't just settle for isolation, allowing these Rockets defenders, who are actually really solid on-ball defenders in particular, to be at ease. They kept moving. Mikal Bridges attacks from the right wing, gets into the gut of the paint, late into the shot clock. We know he has a knack for finishing in the mid-range, although that's more like a layup than a mid-range shot.
So Bridges to the free throw line, where he's attempted just about 1 free throw a game this season, and he misses this one. Can't finish the three-point play. Knicks trail 21-18 with 4:05 to go in the first. Cam Whitmore, second-year man out of Villanova, has checked in for the first time, has the ball between the circles, guarded by McBride. Up top pass, Aaron Holiday. One-on-one with Brunson. One dribble three-pointer. Front rim, no. Rebounded by Achiuwa. He'll bring it up court himself. Drives right at Adams. Euro step. Left hand, no good. But Precious Achiuwa, forcing the issue, draws the foul.
Precious Achiuwa, we talked about this in the pregame. Josh Hart's ability to get a rebound and attack. Now, this is not something that I want to see from Precious Achiuwa consistently, but in that instance, he did a really good job of forcing the issue, hold on to the basketball, and earning a trip to the free throw line.
It's Precious Achua's 20th start with the Knicks. Now they're 9-10 when he starts. Most of those games were last season as he hits the first free throw. But as a Knicks starter, Achua averages 12.5 points and 9.5 rebounds. He started a long stretch last January and February, 18 straight games, in fact, when both OG Anunoby and Julius Randle were out with injuries. Goes 1 for 2 from the line here. The Knicks pull a little closer, trailing 21-19. Adams top of the arc, bounce pass down low. Brooks wants to post up McBride. Spins back, fallback jumper, no good. Brunson does a good job knocking the rebound out of the hands of Adams, and the Knicks have it. Here's Brunson across the timeline, uses a screen, brings it left-hand side, floater in the lane, no good. Adams tries to save the rebound, and he was fouled on the play.
So this one's going to go against Hawkporty. He got his hands on Steven Adams. Well, that left arm, or that right arm, excuse me, as Adams was trying to corral that rebound.
We mentioned Josh Hart had gone back to the Knicks locker room. We can now mention that he is back on the Knicks bench. 21-19, 3:15 to go in the first. Knicks trailing. Trailed by as many as 7 here in the period. Whitmore from the top of the arc, guarded by Achua on a switch. Left side pass, Jalen Green. Green working against Bridges. 2 seconds to shoot. Green, step back, three-pointer, no good. Long rebound, Brunson ahead to Bridges. No one else there. Gathers and barely finishes, but he finishes.
Wow. Like literally a couple of Knicks standing back on the other side of half court. We're like, what is going on, bro?
Made that a little more challenging than it needed to be, but it's a 7-0 run for the Knicks. We're tied at 21. Adams is blocked inside by Hawkporty. Adams gets it back, 6 seconds to shoot. Adams spins along the baseline, steps through, reverse layup, no good. Rebounded by Brunson, Knicks look to push. Brunson, center of the court with less than 3 minutes to play. Bounce pass, Hawkporty tries to handle it and does. Kicks it back up top for McBride. They swing it around Brunson, left-hand side, jab step, three-pointer, no good. Brunson gets his own rebound and is bumped by Holiday.
The Knicks are going to have to continue to have relentless activity in this one and make the Rockets pay for being over-aggressive.
Rockets are over the limit, so that will put Jalen Brunson on the free throw line with 2:14 to go in the first, and the Knicks and Rockets tied at 21.
The second foul for Holiday as well. Now, I know we talked about this pace and the Rockets having the advantage because they've got a little bit more depth, but it would be pretty deep in his bench for head coach Ime Udoka if the guys that he already has without Van Vliet and Şengün get into foul trouble. Now, he did tell me last week that he's like, I got my 9, but I'm very much a guy that will look at rotations and do whatever it is that the game needs. And he's got some veterans that are trusted over there. So we'll see what happens.
Aaron Holiday, one of those veterans, but he has 2 fouls. Obviously, Dylan Brooks, another, and Steven Adams as well.
Well, I think you get to my guy Jeff Green, and you're really starting to get deep in your bench.
The ageless Jeff Green as Brunson hits the free throw. Jeff Green in his 17th season, 38 years old, out of Georgetown University. On the opposite end of the spectrum, 20-year-old Reed Shepherd has just checked in for the first time. He was the number 3 pick in the 2024 draft.
Sniper, Reed Shepherd.
Hasn't gotten on track yet shooting-wise here in the NBA. Brunson hits both free throws. Knicks have scored the last 9. They lead 23-21.
Showed some flashes early this season, and then back and forth with the G League opportunities.
Whitmore puts it on the floor from the right side. Strong drive and finish. The basket is good, plus the foul.
Man, Ariel Hawkporty reminds me of a young Mitch so much so. He's going after the blocks instead of playing sound defense, and he's picking up some fouls here.
That's his second. Karl Anthony Towns is already on the Knicks bench with 2. We're tied at 23, and Cam Whitmore trying to finish the three-point play. Free throw bounces in and out, so we're still tied at 23. Here's McBride in the front court. Brunson popping off a screen, center of the court, puts it on the floor, stops in the dotted circle, turns, bounce pass back near McBride, who saves it from going in the backcourt. Now McBride, couple dribbles, pull up 3, no good. High rebound is pulled by Hawkporty. Out to McBride. Landry Shamet has checked in for the first time. Brunson on the right side, drive, blocked, out of bounds from behind. off of Whitmore. Villanova against Villanova there. It'll stay with the Knicks.
And it definitely looks like Cam and Jalen are having a little bit of a conversation. Different generations of Wildcats there.
Kind of like when these Knicks go up against Kyle Lowry.
Uh-huh.
Knicks ball, 6 seconds on the shot clock. And they're inbounding it on the sideline in the front court with 1:32 to go in the first. McBride off the screen, couple dribbles, fall back baseline jumper is good for Deuce McBride. And there's a whistle after the play. It is a delay of game warning against the Knicks, and now each team has been charged with a delay of game warning. The next one will result in a technical foul. Amen Thompson handling, driving, Euro step to the reverse, and finishes with the left hand.
He's really given these Rockets a different dimension since he's been added to the starting lineup since Jabari Smith broke his hand.
Tied at 25, minute 5 to go. Shamit's three from the right side is no good. Whitmore the rebound. Whitmore gets it back in the front court. Shamit picks him up. Whitmore pulls for three. No good. Long rebound grab by Shepard. Picks it up top for Thompson. Back to Shepard. Good closeout by McBride. Thompson has it again between the circles. Final minute of the first quarter. Tied at 25. Shot clock at 4. Thompson trying to create. Fouled by Hukporti. That's his third. And Thompson will go to the line.
This is a big opportunity for Ariel Hukporti in terms of an opportunity to play lots of minutes in this one. But he's kind of sticking his knife in his own foot as he picks up these fouls. He's now got 3, to your point. And again, that time, doing a better job of moving his feet, but going after the block late after Thompson already created the driving lane on the right side.
And now Hukporti will head to the bench with 42 seconds to go in the first as Thompson hits the first free throw. Karl Anthony Towns is back in the game. He has 2 fouls. And Cameron Payne has checked in for the first time. So the Knicks with a unit of Payne, McBride, Shamit, Achua, and Towns. Both free throws good for Thompson. Rockets lead 27-25. McBride runs it over the midcourt line. Brings it center of the court to Towns on the left. Couple dribbles, hands to Payne. Lines up a 3. That's short off the front of the rim. And it's rebounded by Thompson. There's about a 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Thompson letting the clock trickle down. Shot clock now under 10. Thompson guarded by Achua. Shamit picks him up on a switch. Stopped by him. His pass is deflected out of bounds off the hands of McBride.
I thought that was really good defense by Landry Shamit, not allowing Thompson to blow by him. And then McBride is able to create the deflection on the back end.
Did a nice job standing his ground. 4.4 on the shot clock. Rockets inbound on the baseline near the Knicks bench. Bounce pass into the right corner. Trying to create. Whitmore, no good. Rebound battered around inside. Taken by Adams. Three-pointer. Left-hand side is no good off the back of the rim by Holiday. Achua grabs the rebound. And the first quarter comes to an end. A back-and-forth first quarter. With 7 lead changes, the Knicks trailing by 2.
So not a spectacular offensive display, although both teams shooting in the 40% range. What is problematic for the Knicks, though, probably is that they are 0 of 5 from the three-point line. They do have a rebound, to finish the ball game or finish the first quarter. Both teams have 13 rebounds. Remember, in November, the Knicks were out-rebounded by 11 by these Rockets. So it's going to be important that they stay close in that category, and they're desperately going to need a 3 or 2.
27-25 Rockets over the Knicks after 1. Let's pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for 3.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Second quarter coming up from the Garden. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume, imported by William Grant & Sons Inc., New York, New York.
Hey everyone, ready to level up your game time? Well, check out Chumba Casino. Non-stop fun and totally free to join. Enjoy online social casino games with new games added regularly. Play for your chance to win serious prizes and claim your daily login bonus. Whether you're at home or on the move, jump in and start playing today at ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. Got to be 18 or over, and terms and conditions apply.
Craving a tasty burger? Smash Burger has you covered. Enjoy certified Angus beef burgers, signature sides like smash fries and hand-spun milkshakes, or even a refreshing cold beer. Smash Burger is known for their namesake smashing technique. Smashing a fresh, never frozen, 100% certified Angus beef patty on a hot seasoned grill. There's a Smash Burger location near you. Available for dine-in, takeout, or delivery. To find your New York area location, visit smashburger.com. Smash Burger. Burgers meticulously crafted to be destroyed.
Hey, it's John Starks from Starks Florida, Queens. Now with 2 great locations, Woodside and Jamaica. Take a listen to some of these fantastic slam dunk deals.
Whether it's sales, service, or parts, we'll be with you every step of the way. We always have 0 down payment and low financing options available. Plus, right now, you can save thousands off MSRP on select models.
Starks Florida, Queens, where New York goes.
Second quarter underway as the Knicks trail by 2. Amen Thompson free in the lane. Floater no good off the back of the rim. Towns the rebound. Here come the Knicks. Ahead to McBride. Left corner 3. That's no good. And Thompson grabs the rebound. 27-25 Houston. First minute of play here in the second quarter. Cam Whitmore straight on 3. That is good. And the Knicks trail by 5.
Cam Whitmore is the guy that Fred VanVleet told me he looks at him as an X factor because of his ability to come off the bench, score in bunches. He's like, he can get you 16 and not even break a sweat.
Lob pass down low, broken up by Brooks, taken by Adams. Knicks turn it over on the errant pass by Josh Hart, who has returned to the game. Brooks cut off by Payne, hands to Whitmore. Now Payne picks him up on a switch. Whitmore, side-to-side dribble, 18-foot jumper, no good. Long rebound for Brooks. Out to Shepard. Thought about the deep 3. Now he puts it on the floor, pulls up from the foul line. Front rim, no. Hart the rebound. Knicks have yet to hit a 3-pointer in this game. They are 0 for 6. Towns down the lane, off the glass, too strong. Rebounded by Thompson. Towns took a little bit of a shove from Adams after that play. They find Shepard in the right corner. His 3 is no good. Hart the rebound. Baseball pass ahead to Towns. One dribble, jump stop, and is fouled by Dylan Brooks.
Josh Hart now has 3 rebounds in this ball game. Precious Achiuwa leads the way for the Knicks with 5 in that category. This transition opportunity is going to be hugely important for the Knicks. They now have 5 fast break points in this one. They got to get that ball up the floor and give themselves an opportunity at high percentage, easier shots than having to come set up in the half court.
Mentioned the Knicks from downtown 0 for 6. This is just the second time this season the Knicks did not hit a 3 in the first quarter. It also happened at Dallas just before Thanksgiving. Payne steps back. His 3 is well off the mark and out of bounds.
For whatever it's worth, sometimes you miss a 3, you're like, oh, it looks good. The shooting part of these 3s today have looked good, but the misses have been bad.
That one, if anything, grazed the side of the rim. Rockets ball, they lead by 5. Shamet guarding Thompson. Twin brother of Asar of the Detroit Pistons steps through in the lane, and his floater is good, and Amen Thompson is 10. 32-25, Rockets equaling their largest lead of the game. Towns misses a 3 straight on. Thompson the rebound. Knicks are now 0 for 8 from downtown. Lob to Whitmore, couldn't finish. McBride disrupted it, but Towns couldn't corral the rebound. It's out of bounds off the Knicks.
Amen Thompson has just been a vision, frankly, for these Rockets squad. He's playing with a freedom this year that I think his rookie year last year he just had to learn. He's less concerned about the position that he's playing and more about making the right plays.
Off the inbound, Dylan Brooks is wide open from the left side. He had a foot on the line. It was a long 2-pointer. Knicks trail 34-25. 12-0 extended run back to the first quarter for the Rockets. Hart misses a 3. Shamet grabs the rebound. New possession for the Knicks. 9:25 to go in the second. They dump it into Towns down the lane. His finish is no good. Rebound tapped into the hands of Adams. McBride tries to steal it back, falling to the floor, battling with Reed Shepard, and we have a whistle. and it looks like it's going against the Knicks, and it is.
Who on the Knicks?
Well, McBride was on the floor with the basketball, and they said he kicked the basketball when it was loose to bring it back to him.
Okay. On the replay, I see it, but in the action, it felt like we had moved on from that a while before the whistle was blown.
Well, that's because we did, but the call stands either way. It was a late whistle. Steven Adams inside, a two-handed slam off the pick and roll. Rockets lead by 11. Timeout, Tom Thibodeau.
10 assists for the Rockets on 15 made field goals. Coming down the paint, one pick and roll and a shovel pass back to your big. That probably does have head coach Tom Thibodeau upset because that's just too easy.
Total Ortho Express is a state-of-the-art orthopedic care center with 4 Long Island locations. They're open 7 days a week with extended hours so that their patients have convenient and immediate access to the care they need. Learn more at TotalOrthoExpress.com. Timeout Knicks, 9:03 to go second quarter. Rockets on top, 36-25. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Knicks fans, when deciding to take a charter bus, there's only one choice. That's Best Trails and Travel, New York City's premier charter bus company. Best Trails and Travel has the highest level of charter bus service in New York City and has been serving New York's leading corporations, professional sports teams, and private individuals for 30 years. They offer premier customer service and the newest fleet of buses in the industry. Whether you're traveling with family, friends, or colleagues, Best Trails and Travel guarantees you the ultimate traveling experience. Visit them at besttrailstravel.com or call 212-206-6974.
You want to get the most for your money. That's why more Mazda buyers choose Ramsey Mazda. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-90 PHEV hybrid all-wheel drive, only $319 a month. Or buy with 0.9% APR financing for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. Excludes tax, title, and registration. Zero security deposit. VIN S1193311. MSRP $51,475 and 2325.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Back here at the Garden, where Monica, the Knicks are in a little bit of a rut offensively. They haven't scored yet through the first 3 minutes of the second quarter. 0 for 7 from the field as they trail by 11.
Yeah, they seemed a little bit out of rhythm today. And again, the youth of this Rockets team, you wonder if it's bothering them. These guys lost to the Nets. They want to avenge that loss pretty quickly, and they're just kind of running up and down the floor.
A lackluster loss at home to the Brooklyn Nets on Saturday night. 13 straight points for the Rockets. McBride puts an end to that with the pull-up jumper. So Deuce McBride with 4 off the bench. It's 36-27. Knicks trailing by 9. 8:40 to go second quarter. Bounce pass left corner for Houston. It's knocked out of the hands of Thompson by Josh Hart. It'll stay with Houston with 9 seconds to shoot. Mikal Bridges back in, replacing Landry Shamet. So the Knicks have Bridges, Payne, Hart, and Karl Anthony Towns on the floor with Deuce McBride. Thompson inbounds, front court, left side near the corner, 9 seconds to shoot. Has trouble getting it in, still can't get it in, and that's a 5-second violation.
Inbounding is fundamental. Good job by the Knicks defense. Now let's see if they can capitalize on this turnover. So far tonight, they've not done a great job of capitalizing on turnovers. Although the Rockets only have 3 and the Knicks have 4, the Knicks have scored just 1 basket off of those turnovers.
Knicks with 2 points in the second quarter so far, trailing by 9. Towns from the top of the arc hands the ball to Bridges on a curl, gives to Hart in the corner. His drive off-balance floater is an air ball taken by Thompson. Here come the Rockets looking to push. Thompson streaking up the right-hand side, splits 2 defenders, and is fouled by Cameron Payne.
The Rockets don't give you an opportunity to lament a missed shot. They're coming right back at you. We talked about their offensive rebounding prowess. First in the league with 14.6 offensive rebounds a game. The offensive rebounding percentage, first in the league with 36% of the available offensive rebounds going to them. But we're now, in terms of what allows them to run out, though, that's defensive rebounds, right? Like 52% of overall available rebounds they're going to grab, and it's actually closer to 53%.
Thompson's first free throw is good. I said the foul was against Cameron Payne, and he was lobbying for it. They gave the foul to Josh Hart, and that's significant because it's number 2 on Hart. Both free throws good for Amen Thompson. He's got 12 points, the leading scorer in the game so far.
You mentioned this in the first quarter, Pat, but goodness gracious, it does feel different than it did in here on Saturday night.
It does. Night and day in terms of atmosphere for sure. LeBron James had something to do with it. Can't wait till the Lakers come here next time. That'll probably be next season. Here's McBride from the paint, out to Payne. Deep three-pointer is good.
And finally, the Knicks connect. They're now 1 for 10 from the three-point line, but hopefully that takes the lid off the basket.
Payne 1 for 3 from deep. Knicks back within 8. Here's Brooks, right side of the arc, guarded by Payne. Couple dribbles to his right, hands to Thompson. He backs it out with the dribble. Payne picks him up on a switch. Thompson drives, spins, bobbled up. Bounce pass, left corner. Tate's left-handed three is well off the mark. Thompson, though, goes up and over the back, trying for the rebound, and commits the foul.
Now that's an example of a good box out, young people. Thompson thought he could kind of get away with his athleticism, and he is a very athletic young man, but can't kind of climb over on somebody's back. Can't quite do that.
Cameron Payne can box out at any height. 6'3".
Yes, indeed.
A good position there. Knicks ball down by 8, 38-30, 7:20 to go. First half. Towns drives right side. Little hesitation floater off the glass is good.
It feels like the Knicks are trying to find a little bit of momentum here. It is just a 2-possession ball game. They got to defend, though.
38-32. Towns with 8 points. 7 minutes to go. Green was tripped up, gets the ball back, fires a three, right-hand side, deflected, taken by Eason, and lays it in right in front of the basket.
I'm sure Jalen Green would rather have an assist as opposed to a missed shot on that one.
The lobby for that in the corner, left side. Bridges' three is no good off the front of the rim. Hard battling, but the long rebound is scooped up by Green. Down the lane, splits 2 defenders, and finishes with the left hand. Knicks looking to inbound quickly. It's Payne in the front court. They dump it down to Towns, guarded by Eason. Spins around him. Reverse layup, no good. Bounced around, taken by Whitmore. Hart hits the deck. Rockets pushing coast to coast. Can Whitmore finishes with the left hand. Knicks trail by 12. Timeout, Tom Thibodeau.
We were just looking at a 6-point ball game, but that's how quickly these Rockets literally come at you. They turn on those turbo engines and they're out. Fast break points for the Rockets in this one, 11 to just 5 for the New York Knicks. There is no time to fuss at a referee, to hold your head down because of a missed shot, because the Rockets are ramming that thing right back down the Knicks' throat.
It is a 6-0 run in the blink of an eye with 6:21 to go in the second quarter. The Rockets lead the Knicks 44-32. Discover what happens when rugged capability meets true performance. Learn more at Kia.com. Kia, movement that inspires. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable, it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Get a double-digit bonus exclusively for Knicks fans from Food Bazaar Supermarket. Take $10 off of your order of $50 or more when you shop online at shop.foodbazaar.com. Plus, your first delivery is free. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com and use promo code FANSGET10 for the largest selection of international foods, an all-star lineup of the freshest meat, seafood, and produce, and $10 off of your first order of $50. Use promo code FANSGET10 at shop.foodbazaar.com.
Attention Knicks fans! Looking for infusion care that puts you first? ThriveWell Infusion specializes in delivering cutting-edge therapies for rare diseases and autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. Trusted by physicians across specialties, ThriveWell offers private state-of-the-art infusion suites and slam-dunk treatment from their highly trained medical team. From New York to New Jersey and across Long Island, experience care, comfort, convenience, and compassion like never before at a ThriveWell location near you. Find out more at ThriveWellInfusion.com. That's ThriveWellInfusion.com. Saving lives drip by drip.
Hey there, it's John Starks from John Starks Kia, where you'll find award-winning vehicles, amazing service, and great prices. Plus, every Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty.
Right now, we have 0 down, 0 first month payment, 0 security deposit, and 0 bank fee available. That's 0 do-it signing available every day. We have low financing available on all Kias in stock.
See ya at John Starks Kia.
Attention Optimum subscribers. Optimum has stopped negotiating, has abandoned local sports fans, keeping MSG networks and the teams you love off the air. Now is the time to abandon Optimum and switch to a new provider before you miss another game. Visit keepmsg.com to find a new provider today. Out of the Knicks timeout, they trail 44-32 with 6:15 to go in the second quarter. The Knicks with their starting five back on the floor. That tonight includes Precious Achiuwa, and Dylan Brooks is called. Tari Eason, is called for the reach-in foul out of the timeout. It's the third team foul of the quarter against Houston. Bridges gets free and knocks down a three-pointer from the right corner off the inbound.
Finally, this Knicks offense is showing a little bit of life. You got 2 threes knocked down in this second quarter.
They started 0 for 9 from downtown. They're now 2 for 12, 44-35. Jayshawn Tate, they clear out for him to go to work against Towns, who has 2 fouls. Leaves his feet, throws it up top for Whitmore. Tries to drive on hard, forces him into a tough jumper. It's no good. Achiuwa the rebound. Knicks looking to push. Brunson just back in the game, brings it left-hand side. Jalen Brunson with 8 points in the first quarter. Towns' 3 straight on is no good. Whitmore grabs the rebound.
I thought that was a good look by Towns, even though you don't get the results you want. I thought that was a good look. That's one that we've seen him hit. And bear in mind, we know he's working through that thumb injury.
He's missed his first 3 from downtown tonight. Green from the left side. Wild pass into the right corner for Eason. Tries to drive on Brunson. His reverse layup is no good. Hart grabs the rebound. We've got a whistle after the play. It's against Houston.
Oh, boy. Friendly fire, too.
Bridges is bent over in some pain. The foul is against Jayshawn Tate. Tate fouled Hart, and then Hart collided into Bridges, and Bridges is a little shaken up running up court.
All right, seems to be trying to tough it out, though. We got Jalen Brunson off the ball. Josh Hart brought the ball up, and Jalen will get it off this handoff, potentially from Karl-Anthony Towns. I really like this wrinkle to take some pressure off of Brunson.
Cross-court pass. Towns throws it away. Whitmore jumps the route and slams it home.
That was pretty, except wrong uniform, wrong team.
46-35. Brunson goes right back to work from the right block. Pump fake, steps through, off the glass, count it, and the foul.
It's a terrific response. So a highlight play by the young Wildcat, now a Rocket and Cam Whitmore. The veteran Wildcat now giving you a little bit more 2 feet, but still a quality move through 2 Rockets defenders.
Brunson at 10 points, first Knick in double figures. Trying to finish the three-point play. Brunson just 3 for 9 from the field as the Knicks trail by 9. Free throw is good. He's now 5 for 5 at the line. Rockets have led most of the way here in the first half. They've led by as many as 12. Right now it's 46-38. 4:40 to go, second quarter. Brooks pull up 17-foot jumper, no good. Bridges the rebound. Brings it up himself. Now Brunson, pump fake, drives. Kicks it out right side for Hart. Back to Brunson, top of the arc. He's one-on-one with Tate. Fires a three over him. No good. Off the front of the rim. Eason takes the rebound. Drives from the right-hand side. Bridges cuts him off. His pass in the lane is battered around. Taken again and laid in off the glass by Cam Whitmore, who's having a very good first half with 11 points.
The Knicks are fortunate that this lead is only 10, but that you just have not a lot of room for error against these guys.
Towns, an aggressive drive down the lane, switched to the left hand and was fouled going to the basket. It's the third foul against Jayshawn Tate. Now, it was a shooting foul anyway, but the Knicks will be in the bonus for the remainder of the second quarter.
That's encouraging because you got to find a way to get some easy ones. And this is a team that, for the most part, is solid from the three-point line. They weren't great on Saturday night versus the Lakers, shooting just 73% from the line.
For the season, 80.4%, the third highest percentage in the NBA.
Now, this matchup, Pat, is important to note because this Rockets defense in particular tends to travel. They do a really good job of holding teams below their averages when they're on the road. In the month of January, they ranked third in opponent turnovers and third in points per game off of turnovers, with 16 and 20 respectively in those categories. So this Rockets defense is really good on the road.
Towns made the first free throw, missed the second. It's 48-39. And the point you're making, Monica, is underscored by the Rockets' road record. They're 17-7, one of the best marks in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, they held these guys 105 points per 100 possessions when they met in November.
Shot clock down to 2. Green falls, loses the handle. Knicks take it, play continues. Here comes Brunson across the timeline between the circles. Gives to Hart, full head of steam, down the lane. Lays it in on the right side. Downhill running for Josh Hart. Knicks back within 7.
A really patient read by Hart and great pass by Jalen Brunson.
Right wing, three-pointer. Tari Eason is good. He was wide open right in front of the Knicks bench. And it's back to a 10-point Houston lead with 3:05 to go until halftime. Brunson bounce past Towns, blocked from behind by Eason. Taken by Whitmore. Wild pass in the front court is taken by Tate near the foul line. Lob pass underneath. Eason running the floor. Finishes off the glass. He started it with the block, and he finished it with the layup.
The second-year guy out of LSU was just playing with a lot of energy tonight and getting quality looks at the rim. And, of course, that three he just knocked down in front of the Knicks bench.
5 straight points for Tari Eason. It's back to a 12-point Knicks deficit. Bridges driving through the lane, stops at the foul line, shovels it back to Hart down the lane, left hand, finish is good.
The last 2 Knicks baskets have come off of cuts. That's because isolation probably won't work well against these Rockets. Individually, they are all confident in their ability to defend one-on-one, and they've been able to do that. Now, they've gotten lost on cuts, so the Knicks need to be mindful of that.
53-43, Whitmore open 3, right wing, no. Long rebound scooped up by Hart. Knicks have a 3-on-3. Hart, right side, Bridges, fires away, and knocks down the 3.
It's a big basket. It's a big momentum basket as it now cuts this deficit to 7 points. It felt as if the Rockets were getting ready to take off into the stratosphere on the Knicks because they were getting easy baskets in transition and energy plays. But that three-pointer by Mikal Bridges for now will halt the launch.
Timeout Houston with 2:01 to go in the second, and the Knicks a moment ago trailed by 12. 2 Josh Hart layups, and then Hart in transition finding Mikal Bridges for the three-pointer. It is 53-46 with 2 minutes and 1 second remaining in the second quarter. Knicks basketball on ESPN is brought to you by Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the New York Knicks. Superior light beer. Pat O'Keefe and Monica McNutt with you at Madison Square Garden on a Monday night, Game 5 of a very challenging 5-game homestand for the Knicks. Challenging in terms of the quality of opponent. All 5 teams from the West, all 5 came in with winning records. And this is the 4th straight game of this homestand against the team among the top 5 in the Western Conference standings.
And it's no joke for the Knicks. And Tyler and I, Tyler's thing was finding a signature win. And I guess you could offer up either the Nuggets win here recently or the Memphis win in particular. But I think you have an opportunity to look at a signature stretch. And this would make it 4 out of 5 in this stretch if the Knicks can get this win here against the Rockets tonight. But even if not, I think given that you let the Lakers shoot practically 47% from the three-point line, and tonight if you don't have OG Anunoby, there's a little bit of an asterisk there. But I really like the way that they played in those first 3 games in particular of this home stretch.
Rockets ball after the Ime Udoka timeout. Minute 55 to go in the second. Adams hands the ball to Thompson, slips through the defense, and finishes in the lane.
These guys are great at the rim and in the paint.
He just never gives up his drive. 14 points now for Thompson on 5 of 7 shooting. Minute 35 to go in the second. Knicks down by 9. Bridges gets the handoff, fallback jumper, left elbow is good for Mikal Bridges. He's got 14 points. Bridges and Thompson, the high scorers in the game. Bridges and Brunson have combined for 25 points. Green drives, loses the handle. Picked up by Achua. Bounce pass ahead for Hart. He doesn't have the number, so he gives it back. Bridges now drives towards the foul line. He loses the handle, and it's taken by Thompson. Baseball pass ahead. Green catches and slams it home.
Man, that's the second yam assault on the rim by the Rockets.
Tough drive by Josh Hart to answer in traffic off the glass. 57-50, final minute of the second. Adams' floater is no good, but he gets his own rebound. Out to Brooks, right side 3, that's a brick. Towns the rebound, outlet pass Brunson on the left-hand side. We've got 40 seconds to go in the second. Knicks the ball, down 7. Brunson, Euro step, finishes with the right hand, and the Knicks are back within 5.
That is quite the play by Jalen Brunson. Not explosive over the rim in the way that we've seen from Whitmore and Green, but still energizes this crowd, and it is a tough bucket.
This is the loudest the Garden crowd has been so far tonight. 10 seconds to shoot, 57-52. Thompson down the lane, kicks it back out for Eason from the right side. Shot clock down to 5. Eason's foul line jumper rattles out. Hart taps the rebound out of the hands of Adams, but Towns could not save it. It's out of bounds to Houston.
We got a cameraman down on the baseline.
With 11.3 seconds to play, and it will be Rockets basketball. 57-52. Shot clock is off. Jericho Sims is checking in for the first time now. Ariel Hukporti was the backup center. He played 6 minutes, and he's got 3 fouls, and now Sims is in for Towns. Tom Thibodeau not wanting him to pick up a 3rd foul.
It's a lot to manage here for head coach Tom Thibodeau, but the good sign is this is just a 5-point ballgame. The Knicks get a stop here and potentially a quick score, but most importantly a stop.
McBride has replaced Brunson as well. Off the inbounds, now down to 7 seconds. It's Jalen Green, guarded tightly by McBride just inside midcourt, and a reach-in foul by McBride. The Knicks had that foul to give with 2.7 seconds to go in the quarter.
I'll take that.
So now they'll have to do it again. This time they inbound front court, right side. A couple of steps to the left of Tom Thibodeau. Inbound to Eason, drives down the lane, flips it up, no good. Good contest by Precious Achua. And a first half that saw the Knicks trail by 12 a couple of times, Monica. They go into the locker room down by 5.
Yeah, they've got 7 turnovers in this one, which directly led to 10 points from the Houston Rockets, and at least 2 of those were dunks that were sort of crowd silencers. But all things considered, they've found their way a little bit from the three-point line. They were 0 for 9. They now 3 of 15. So they managed to hit 3 threes out of 6 in the second quarter. So that's a good sign. But ultimately, they're going to have to get a better handle on the pace. And you can do that by getting quality looks at the rim so that the Rockets can't run out so easily.
2 of those 3-pointers courtesy of Mikal Bridges, who is the Knicks' leading scorer in the first half with 14 points. So we're halfway through at Madison Square Garden. The Rockets lead the Knicks 57-52. Dan Grassa takes you through halftime, and then Monica and I will be back with the second half. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Grand Marnier is an award-winning blend of fine cognac and orange liqueur. It's made for those who live to step outside the box, who like to put a twist on the traditional and believe in a world that's not just good, but grand. Visit grandmarnier.com to learn how to take cocktails from ordinary to extraordinary and live grand. Grand Marnier Liqueur, 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Copyright 2022, Campari America, New York, New York. Drink with style. Always drink responsibly.
New York Presbyterian gives you the healthcare choices you want, like over 450 locations in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and Westchester. Virtual care that lets you connect with us digitally. World-class doctors from Columbia and Weill Cornell Medicine, and Health Matters, an online source for the latest health and wellness topics and tips. Experience extraordinary healthcare when and where you need it. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. Restrictions apply.
Hey everyone, looking for some fun and excitement? Well, you got to check out Chumba Casino. It's 100% free to play, no purchase required. Enjoy hundreds of thrilling online social casino games anytime, anywhere, like bingo, slingo, slots, and solitaire. Whether you're chilling at home or on the go, get in on the action. Play now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes at ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. Got to be 18 and over. Terms and conditions apply.
Craving a tasty burger? Smash Burger has you covered. Enjoy certified Angus beef burgers, signature sides like smash fries and hand-spun milkshakes, or even a refreshing cold beer. Smash Burger is known for their namesake smashing technique, smashing a fresh, never frozen, 100% certified Angus beef patty on a hot seasoned grill. There's a Smash Burger location near you, available for dine-in, takeout, or delivery. To find your New York area location, visit smashburger.com. Smash Burger, burgers meticulously crafted to be destroyed.
Progressive knows sports brings people together, but you gotta feel bad for people who don't even get it. Some people will never know what it's like to see their favorite team's hopes decided by a ping pong ball to draft the next superstar. Or not. I mean, sure, it's silly for your happiness to hinge on the success of a 20-year-old entry-level employee, but you just can't help yourself. The stress is exhilarating. Progressive can't bring people together like the draft, but we can bring your home and auto insurance together with a bundle. So switch and see if you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
This is Jalen Brunson. I'll be driving to my games this season in style in my new Jeep Gladiator from Princeton Jeep. My friends at Princeton Jeep gave me the all-star treatment, and you can expect the same thing too. Just mention that I sent you, and they'll treat you like family. Princeton Jeep has tons of inventory, great deals, and all new and used vehicles. Visit Princeton Jeep at 1045 State Road in Princeton, New Jersey, or online at PrincetonJeeps.com and tell them Jalen sent you.
This is the Spectrum New York Knicks halftime show. Now, here's Dan Graca.
And we welcome in for the New York Knicks halftime report. It's brought to you by Spectrum. Dan Graca with you. 1/2 in the books at Madison Square Garden, and it's the Houston Rockets who have a 57-52 lead over the New York Knickerbockers. Knicks a little shorthanded tonight. No OG Anunoby, missing his first game of the season due to that foot sprain that he suffered back on Saturday night. Coach Tom Thibodeau, before tonight's game, said that it is a mild sprain, so he is day to day. But it's time now for the best parts of the half, brought to you by Smash Burger. And give the Knicks credit for fighting back there at the end of that second quarter and whittling down a 12-point deficit to 5. Hasn't been exactly the sharpest half by any stretch for this basketball team, but they're hanging around and still obviously have an opportunity to win this basketball game. And Mikal Bridges, who's now the only Knick to appear in all 50 games this season, he's leading the charge offensively with 14 points. Jalen Brunson has 13, but just 4 of 11 from the field. Karl Anthony Towns has 9 for the Knickerbockers. Houston paced by Ahmed Thompson's 14. How about Cam Whitmore with 11 points off the bench, and Tari Eason has 10. 3-point shooting, well, hasn't been a friend to either team so far in this game tonight. And Houston, not exactly known for their shooting beyond the arc. As a matter of fact, they came into the game tonight 27th in the NBA from 3-point range. They're just 4 of 16. The Knicks are 3 of 15 from downtown. As a matter of fact, the Knicks missed their first 9 trifectas on the evening tonight. The other thing that has kind of gotten them a little bit is turnovers. They've turned the ball over 7 times, leading to 10 points the other end of the floor for the Houston Rockets, but their miscues have allowed the Rockets to also get out and run. Houston with 15 fast break points in that opening half. So some things that the Knicks are going to have to tidy up a little bit once they come out of the locker room for that second half. Precious Achiuwa getting the start in place of OG Anunoby tonight. He's got 3 points and 6 rebounds. Bench scoring, not something that the Knicks are necessarily known for this year. Houston's reserves outscoring them 15-7, and Deuce McBride has 4 points to pace all Knick reserves off of the bench. And that was the best parts of the half, brought to you by Smashburger with locations throughout the New York City area. Smashburger is ready to greet you with a variety of smash-to-order burgers, fries and sides, milkshakes, and more. To find your nearest location or to place an order today, visit smashburger.com. And because both teams are having a hard time from three-point range, they're really relying on points in the paint tonight. Houston with 36, Knicks with 34. We'll see if either one of these teams are able to get hot and loosen up things on the offensive end once we begin half number 2. Text NYK to 37187 to join our SMS database and be one of the first to hear about special ticket offers, team events, and more. Busy Monday on the out-of-town scoreboard around the NBA, so let's check out the action. Late third quarter in Charlotte, the bottom 2 teams in the Eastern Conference going at it. The Wizards have an 88-78 lead over the Hornets. Washington has lost 16 of their last 17. Charlotte has lost 4 consecutive games. Late third in Detroit, the Pistons and the Hawks are knotted up at 92 apiece. Atlanta trying to snap an 8-game losing streak. Detroit, meantime, trying for a 3rd consecutive win. Midway through the second quarter in Minnesota, the Kings have a 50-44 lead over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Sacramento trying to snap a 2-game skid. Minnesota a game back of the Clippers for that 6th place in the Western Conference. Second quarter in OKC, and the Thunder out to a 54-34 lead over the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee trying to put the brakes on a 3-game losing streak. Oklahoma City, of course, leading the Western Conference, but they're just 2-2 in their last 4. Just about to get underway, the Pelicans visiting the Denver Nuggets. New Orleans has dropped 5 in a row. Denver trying for a 3rd straight win. San Antonio, Memphis were to tip off at 8 o'clock, but the start of that game still delayed because a fan took ill near the court, so they're still trying to get that situation all under control before the teams will take the floor. They've gone back to the locker rooms, but they say that the game will indeed be played. Also coming up in just a few moments, the Pacers visit the Utah Jazz. Indiana trying for a 4th straight win. Utah sitting last in the Western Conference. They have dropped 8 of their last 9. A little bit later on out west, the Warriors will be home for the Orlando Magic. The Magic had dropped 3 straight. Golden State tied for 10th in the West with the Sacramento Kings. And it'll be the Portland Trailblazers entertaining the Phoenix Suns. Portland trying for a 4th consecutive win. Phoenix, meantime, has dropped 2 of their last 3. Our score here, once again, the Rockets lead the Knicks 57-52 at halftime. Register for our Fan First program for an opportunity to receive early access to tickets, special offers, and more. You can head to Knicks.com/fanfirst to register now. Time now for this day in New York Knicks history, and on February the 3rd, 1973. That was when the Knicks recorded their 20th straight home victory with a 95-90 triumph over Cleveland. Dave DeBusschere scoring 21 points, and Earl the Pearl Monroe added 21 as well. That is your date in Knicks history. We mentioned a little bit earlier that OG Anunoby sitting out tonight, so Precious Achiuwa drawing the starting assignment. Precious' 2nd start on the season, and if you remember back to Saturday's game, poured in 15 points, 15 rebounds, which is a season high in both of those categories for Precious. And before tonight's game, Coach was asked what makes Precious so effective in terms of what they ask him to do.
Versatility, athleticism, guard multiple positions. He can switch, 1 through 5, and run the floor, play with pace. So very good in the pocket, very good offensive rebounder. He's done a good job for us.
And that is the coach Tom Thibodeau talking about Precious Achiuwa. Keys to the half driven by your Ramsey Mazda. And we said it a few moments ago. Let's see if either one of these teams can start to find the stroke from beyond the arc. Struggling mightily from three-point range. Combined, these teams are 7 for 31 from three in the first two quarters. A little over 20% there. And the Knicks started 0 for 9 from beyond the arc tonight. Really having a hard time making their three-pointers. Also, the turnovers have been something that has been a culprit for them. 7 miscues in that first half, leading to 10 points down the other end of the floor. And see which one of these guys is going to be able, at least in the starting lineup, to be able to find their stroke offensively. You know, Knicks not shooting the ball that well. They've missed a lot of layups, too, around the basket. All very, very critical if this game is going to remain within striking distance. Knicks did a good job fighting back from multiple 12-point deficits in that opening half. That's the keys to the half, driven by Ramsey Mazda. It's the experience of driving a new Mazda and buying a new Mazda from Ramsey Mazda. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. And that was the New York Knicks halftime report, brought to you by Spectrum. You can make anything possible because you have a connection that's built for everywhere. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum. I'll rejoin you again in the post-game show, but coming up next, Pat O'Keefe, Monica McNutt, they've got the second half for you with the Rockets leading the Knicks 57-52. And you're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
This is the Spectrum New York Knicks halftime show. This has been the Spectrum New York Knicks halftime show. The second half is coming right up.
Knicks fans, when deciding to take a charter bus, there's only one choice. That's Best Trails and Travel, New York City's premier charter bus company. Best Trails and Travel has the highest level of charter bus service in New York City and has been serving New York's leading corporations, professional sports teams, and private individuals for 30 years. They offer premier customer service and the newest fleet of buses in the industry. Whether you're traveling with family, friends, or colleagues, Best Trails and Travel guarantees you the ultimate traveling experience. Visit them at besttrailstravel.com or call 212-206-6974.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
You want to get the most for your money. That's why more Mazda buyers choose Ramsey Mazda. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-5 all-wheel drive, just $229 a month. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com or at Ramsey Mazda, Route 17 North in Ramsey. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 888-853-2970 for details. Excludes tax, title, and registration. Zero security deposit. VIN S0560758. MSRP $30,585. Ends 2/3/25.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Back here at Madison Square Garden, Pat O'Keefe and Monica McNutt. We get set for the start of the second half. The Knicks are trailing the Houston Rockets 57-52. Monica, I know you mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast you did one of these Houston Rockets games recently. For those who haven't seen them play a lot, I'd say they are as advertised: physical, athletic, and really tough to play against.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think in particular, you think about the teams that the Knicks have struggled with in the course of this season, and they represent one of those units. Long, athletic, deep squads. And even tonight, without two of their starters, their all-star Alperen Sengun and then their champion point guard in Fred VanVleet, they have been able to create pace and stifle the Knicks in the half court and capitalize at the rim and high percentage points. You look at their points in the paint so far, they've got 36 points in the paint. Now, the Knicks are 34 points in the paint, but you look at the transition category, the fast break, it's 15-10.
When it's game time, it's Tully time. The start of the second half is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. The original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the all-new Tullamore Dew Honey during tonight's action. Rockets ball to begin the third quarter. As Jayshawn Tate hands the ball to Jalen Green, back to Tate, nice feed underneath, and Thompson finishes along the baseline.
So that's exactly what we talked about, right? And that's pace in the half-court set. That's not even them getting out and ripping and running, but still, it's a basket right at the rim.
59-52, Amen Thompson with 16 points, the high scorer in the game. Each team with its starting 5 on the floor. You mentioned Houston missing 2 starters. The Knicks are missing 1, and that's OG Anunoby as Josh Hart turns it over with the bad pass. Now Green between the circles, chased by Bridges around the screen. Back up top for Tate. He's left with some space, kicks it back to Green, left side of the arc. Bridges a couple steps off of Jalen Green, brings it left-hand side, picked up by Towns, steps through, flips it up, no good. The follow, though, is good, and Jalen Green gives the Rockets a 9-point lead.
Jalen Green just continues to ride this wave of productivity. He's a guy that if you listen to the Rockets fan base, when he's up, it's great. When he's not up, it's, I don't know what we're doing here.
Former number 2 overall pick in the NBA draft in 2021. Brunson tries to step through and is blocked from behind by Thompson. Ball out of bounds to the Knicks with 6 seconds to shoot.
I mean, you got a bunch of guys with 6'3" and up wingspans just flying around. Baskets that usually work, you can't take for granted, whether it's your primary defender or it's the help defender coming over.
Brunson inbounds. And that's a 5-second violation. I got to say, that was a lot quicker of a 5-second violation than the previous one against the Rockets in the first half.
I won't lie. I even thought that first one was a little quick, but that one was really quick.
So the Knicks turn it over along the baseline as they couldn't get the ball in time. Kevin Cutler, 15th season, the referee who made the call. So back to the Rockets. Knicks haven't scored yet here in the third quarter. Almost a minute and a half gone by as Green floats it up. No good from the center of the court. Rebound, back tap to Tate. He lobs it down low. Thompson saves it by tapping it outside for Eason. Bounce pass along the baseline. Tate, couple pump fakes, hits the side of the backboard. Good job by Towns defensively to take the ball. Towns to Achua in the front court on the left side. Achua making his second start of the season in place of Anunoby. Brunson, in and out dribble. Bottled up inside by 2 defenders. Bounce pass to Achua, knocked into the hands of Towns, who finishes out front.
It seems as if that secondary offense, basically off of a missed shot, or not whatever is drawn up as the initial option, seems to be working better for the Knicks because this first line of defense for the Rockets has been locked in.
Knicks' first basket of the third quarter. Brooks from the left side. Between the legs a couple times. Driving on Hart, step back, line drive, no. Towns taps the rebound to himself. It's Towns' 6th rebound. Knicks have numbers. One of the defenders fell down. Hart drives, collides with Brooks, and Dillon Brooks is called for the foul. 3rd foul against Dillon Brooks, and the first of the third quarter against Houston.
You know, we've seen multiple defenders. Usually we can call out the matchup for Jalen Brunson, right? But we've seen multiple defenders from these Rockets guarding him at different points. Amen Thompson, Tari Eason a little bit, Jalen Green, Cam Whitmore was in there.
I think that's one of the things that makes this team so challenging. Brunson, floater is good, and the foul, and that's one of the things that makes Jalen Brunson so challenging.
And that time, it's Tari Eason. You can get you some, but Jalen Brunson able, again though, Pat, we've talked about this in the first half. Coming down straight up, boom, boom, one-on-one has not been effective. That time, though, Jalen comes off of, or Brunson comes off of the screen action, and then he's able to attack off of an angle, so it's not as easy for the Rockets to load up and defend.
Brunson trying to finish the three-point play, cannot. Too strong off the back of the rim, rebounded by Jalen Green. So it's 61-56, 9.5 to play third quarter. Rockets on top, they've led most of the way. Green against Bridges on the left side, tries to drive baseline, floats it up, off the glass, and in for Jalen Green.
Similar to Mikal Bridges, who was guarding him, Green just has that wingspan and can reach under defenders.
Brunson goes to work again and flips it in from the dotted circle. Back-to-back buckets for Jalen Brunson. Knicks trail by 5.
He's now got 17 points on 6 of 14 from the field. There's a far more aggressive energy coming from Jalen Brunson to start the second half.
Chance of defense here at the Garden. A little over 3 minutes gone by in the third. Knicks down by 5. Green stops, ball back jumper, blocked by Bridges, taken by Brunson, sprints to the basket with the dribble, and lays it in with the left hand.
As he always talks about, he thought about it. Thought about maybe giving us a little dunk like the young fellas did in the first half on this basket of the Rockets, but the 2 points still count.
Outran Dylan Brooks to the basketball, beat him to the basket. Brunson with 19. Knicks trail 63-60, 8:30 to go, third quarter. Thompson near the foul line against Achua, spins away from him. Wild off-balance shot, no. Towns the rebound, outlet to Hart. Sprints it into the front court with the dribble. Coast to coast, Josh Hart, left hand, count it. Timeout, Houston.
This is the energy that the Knicks were desperately looking for in that first half. And of course, it's transition basketball, which allows them to find it here in the second. We talked about them being down 5 in that category, now down just 1 when you look at fast break points, and they continue to score in the paint.
It was a slow start to the third quarter for the Knicks. They have turned it on, and they're back within a point. 8:18 to go in quarter number 3. Rockets 63, Knicks 62. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable, it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
There's no place like home. At NYU Langone Health, we get our surgery patients home sooner than any other health system. Better health starts with a better health system. NYU Langone Health, #1 for quality care in the U.S. The NYU Langone Health app gives you access to your electronic health record, so you can keep track of your visits, lab results, and images all in one place. Better health starts with a better health system. NYU Langone Health, #1 for quality care in the U.S. Learn more at nyulangonehealth.org.
Sports fans, take your game day snacks to a whole new level. Cibao Meat Products Jamoneta Campesino Salami, the MVP of flavor. Whether you're cheering for touchdowns or slam dunks, this Hispanic-style salami is a guaranteed crowd pleaser. Made with the finest ingredients and packed with zesty spices, Jamoneta Campesino Salami delivers a burst of savory goodness in every bite. Score big with Cibao Meat Jamoneta Campesino Salami. Available at your local supermarket. Remember, if you see our logo from the start, put it in your shopping cart. Cibao Meat Products, over half a century of tradition and quality.
Total Ortho Express is a state-of-the-art orthopedic care center with 4 Long Island locations: East Meadow, Syosset, Massapequa, and Deer Park. Injuries can happen at any time and can often require immediate attention. Total Ortho Express provides immediate walk-in orthopedic care from highly awarded specialists and surgeons, instead of waiting in an emergency room or a general urgent care. Total Ortho Express is open 7 days a week with extended hours, so that our patients have convenient and immediate access to the care they need. Learn more at TotalOrthoExpress.com.
Let's pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for 3.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Pat O'Keefe and Monica McNutt with you at Madison Square Garden. We're in the third quarter. The Knicks have hit their last 5 shots, and they are back within a point, trailing the Rockets 63-62 as Houston inbounds out of the timeout. Steven Adams back into the ball game. Jalen Green has it, goes around an Adams screen, floats it up in the dotted circle. Too strong. Rebound tapped into the hands of Brunson. Knicks looking to push again. He has Bridges on his left-hand side. Brunson, pass inside for Achua, is knocked away and stolen by Thompson.
I like the idea by Brunson, but just I don't even think Precious Achua was ready for that.
On the other end, we're going the other way. Out of bounds, Amen Thompson stepped on the sideline.
So you mentioned the consecutive baskets for the Knicks, which is fantastic stuff, but it is allowed to happen because the defensive end, they finally showed some resistance. They weren't allowing the Rockets to easily get into the paint. Now, I understand I'm saying that from up here because trying to get over a screen by Steven Adams sounds like it is not fun.
Doesn't look fun either, even from up here. Hart, diagonal drive from the left side, off balance, and he finishes off the glass. And the Knicks have the lead 64-63, an 8-0 run.
Josh Hart scolds the basketball, in case folks were wondering at home.
It looked like it helped him out on that one, but Here we go. Knicks forcing the turnover. Picked up by Brunson. Off to the races on the left-hand side. Up top for Bridges. Couple dribbles down the lane. Lays it up and in. Off the glass with the left hand. 10 straight for the Knicks. They lead by 3.
It has been a turn of the tide here. The parade to the basket through the paint is now in favor of the Knicks as opposed to the Rockets.
6:55 to go, third quarter. Garden crowd grows louder. Eason from the left side, between the legs dribble, driving on Hart. Up and in, off the glass with the right hand, putting an end to the Knicks' run. Tari Eason makes it 66-65. Brunson with the defender on his hip, draws the foul. Shot is no good. The foul's against Amen Thompson, and Brunson will go to the free throw line. Third foul against Amen Thompson, who is working on a 16-point night.
Sometimes we've seen this from JB and company, really, where it's like, all right, the first half, we're going to see how y'all are playing us. What are you trying to do? Second half, you get a chance to make those adjustments, see where the soft spots in the defense is as a unit and the individual defenders, and then you get much more productivity out of those guys.
First free throw good for Jalen Brunson. He now is 20 and is 6 for 7 from the line. Brunson has 7 points already in the third quarter. He had a huge third quarter in the Knicks win against the Denver Nuggets last week when he scored 18 in this period. Both free throws good. Knicks back up by 3, 68-65. 6.5 to play, third quarter. Thompson with those 3 fouls, brings it up, bounce pass up top for Green. Jalen Green around and Adams screen. Stops, finds Adams at the high post. 6 seconds to shoot. Adams, right side pass, Eason, couple dribbles near the foul line. 1 second to shoot, fallback jumper, short. Thompson has the rebound knocked out of his hands, taken by Bridges. Here come the Knicks. Towns steps back into a 3. That's no good, off the back of the rim. Hart taps the rebound, so does Bridges, but it is taken by Thompson. Nice pass from Eason to Adams, trailing the play, and he lays it in on the run.
Every time it feels like the Knicks are about to have a big moment in terms of breaking the momentum or adding some momentum in their favor. The Rockets, this young Rockets group does a really good job of responding.
Pesky and tough, they're not going away. Brunson into a 3, right side, comes up short. Good box out by Adams as he taps the rebound to Thompson. Thompson with a head of steam, drives right at Bridges, switches to the left hand. Nice finish. So 4 straight points for the Rockets. They're back on top, 69-68 with 5:20 to go in the third. Hart, diagonal drive again, finishes with the left hand.
I'm sort of surprised by the lack of timeouts, particularly from Ime Udoka. He's talked about this team developing more consistency and not relinquishing leads, which is what they've done here.
Josh Hart now coming alive in this third quarter, up to 12 points. 4 of the 5 Knicks starters in double figures. Turnover. Achua comes up with the steal in the center of the court. Bounce pass Brunson, blocked by Eason, trailing the play. Brunson took a fall. He's back up. Here comes Houston. Shovel pass outside for Brooks. Couple dribbles towards the foul line. Steps in. His shot is short. Rebound, though, knocked into the hands of Brooks. Another chance here, and a travel against Tari Eason.
The Rockets had 5 turnovers at the half. They've got 9 already in total, so they got 4 more just in this third quarter alone. This Knicks defense has really done a good job of picking it up and being disruptive.
8 points off of those 9 turnovers. They didn't score a lot off the turnovers in the first half.
No, they did not.
It's back on top by a point. 4:40 to go, third quarter. Brunson bounce pass, high post, Hart. Turns and faces. Now Hart with the dribble, picked up by Brooks. Beyond the 3-point line. Spins away from Brooks. Bottled up, knocked out of his hands. It's out of bounds. Knicks ball with 7 seconds to shoot.
Some of, and again, I say this sitting cozy, not being in the actual battle, but it feels like some of the physicality anticipated in this matchup has been negated because of the pace.
Very fast pace for both teams. Lob pass, inbound, knocked away and stolen. 2-on-1 for the Rockets. Green to Eason. Miscommunication, out of bounds. That's their 5th turnover of the quarter.
Goodness gracious, and that's just a brain fart turnover.
Quick inbounds for the Knicks. Hard into the corner. Bridges 3-pointer, no good at short. Brunson the offensive rebound, lays it in on the right side.
Second chance opportunities for the Knicks tonight. They now have 10 points in that category.
Houston just didn't get back that time.
I don't know where they were. They were in space.
Knicks take advantage. 5th turnover against Jalen Green. Here he is again down the lane, lays it in off the glass from the right side, and the Knicks lead is again 1.
So he's got 15 points to go with those 5 turnovers, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists.
Back and forth we go. Bridges misses a layup from the left side. Rebound taken by Brooks. Now Houston wants to push. Adams, middle of the lane, back to Brooks, switches to the left hand, no, but Adams taps it in, and Houston back on top 73-72. Knicks push it up again. We're going back and forth here.
I'm literally shocked we haven't gotten a timeout yet.
Won this quarter by Ime Udoka, but that's it. Not a lot of whistles either. Here's Towns between the circles. Dribbles to the right-hand side now and gives to Bridges. Bridges turns the corner down the lane, left-handed layup, no good, spun out. Achua battling inside, lays it up, no good, but Precious Achua on the shot attempt is fouled.
Jalen Brunson somehow ended up on the ground on the baseline on the other side. I'm not sure what was going on there as he was being guarded by Holiday.
4th team foul of the quarter against the Houston Rockets. Knicks haven't committed a foul yet this period.
No, and you mentioned it. No whistles, not a lot of timeouts. I would say that it feels like this game has been called relatively even. The Rockets might disagree. The Knicks have shot 13 free throws, now 14, and the Rockets have only shot 6. But the Rockets have operated less in the half-court set.
Achua's first free throw is good. We're tied at 73. Ariel Hukporti checks back in, replacing Karl Anthony Towns with 3:14 to go in the third quarter. Towns on his way to another double-double with 11 points and 7 rebounds. As Achua, making his first start of the season, hits both free throws. He has 5 and puts the Knicks back on top by 1. Aaron Holiday in the game as the backup point guard. Around the Steven Adams screen. Holiday keeps his dribble, and we've got a whistle inside. And if that's against Ariel Hukporti, it is, and it's his 4th.
I mean, listen, I like the upside of this young man, but he's got to get some real game reps to learn all of these things, right? I understand touching up as Steven Adams is trying to cut through the paint, but you can't extend. That's unnecessary.
Steven Adams, a veteran in his 11th season out of Pitt, sat out last year. He knows a few tricks in the low post. Whitmore looked like he got away with a travel, and he knocks down a long jumper from the right side. A long 2-pointer for Cam Whitmore.
This game has had the weirdest rhythm.
Now, they ruled it a 2 on the floor, and now they have corrected the scoreboard. So it's 75-74. Houston leads by 1. Brunson step back, foul line jumper, no. Rebound tap to Thompson. 2.5 to play here in the third. Thompson guarded by Achua. Down the lane, switches again to the left hand, off balance shot, no, but he gets his own rebound. Kicks it back, 3-pointer, left hand side is good. And that's good by Aaron Holiday, and the Rockets lead 78-74.
There's a level of poise, and we talked about it, and I don't know if this particular group on the floor is young outside of Cam Whitmore and Amin Thompson.
There's Brunson in the foul line area, pulls up dotted circle, rolls around, no good. Rebound batted by Brooks, taken by Holiday. Rockets with the ball back up by 4. Minute 45 to go, third quarter. Holiday, a shove-off against Jalen Brunson, and that's an offensive foul against Aaron Holiday.
Perhaps that'll be something that'll give the Knicks a little bit of momentum as we approach this last 1:43 of the third quarter. For the most part, and we said this earlier, every time they feel like they're about to make the push, the Rockets are poised and patient and respond with a big basket.
Good defense by Jalen Brunson. Aaron Holiday extended the right arm. And we're going the other way. Minute 43 to go in the third quarter. We've got a timeout on the floor with the Rockets leading the Knicks 78-74. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Hey there, game lovers. Ready for some excitement? Chumba Casino is where it's at. Free to play with hundreds of online social casino games and new releases every week. Play anytime, anywhere, and enjoy free daily login bonuses and a fantastic welcome offer. Whether at home or on the go, play for your chance to redeem some serious prizes with ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. Got to be 18 or over. Terms and conditions apply.
New York Presbyterian gives you the healthcare choices you want, like over 450 locations in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and Westchester. Virtual care that lets you connect with us digitally. World-class doctors from Columbia and Weill Cornell Medicine, and Health Matters, an online source for the latest health and wellness topics and tips. Experience extraordinary healthcare when and where you need it. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. Restrictions apply.
Attention Knicks fans! Looking for infusion care that puts you first? Thrivewell Infusion specializes in delivering cutting-edge therapies for rare diseases and autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. Trusted by physicians across specialties, Thrivewell offers private state-of-the-art infusion suites and slam-dunk treatment from their highly trained medical team. From New York to New Jersey and across Long Island, experience care, comfort, convenience, and compassion like never before at a Thrivewell location near you. Find out more at ThrivewellInfusion.com. That's ThrivewellInfusion.com. Saving lives drip by drip.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Why would we trade our best player?
Well, at least you got to watch him in person when he was here.
I named my only son after him.
So you'll always remember his name.
Yeah, but what do I do with this jersey?
Luckily, the company has a great return policy.
I wore it for 6 seasons.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Discover what happens when rugged capability meets true performance. Learn more at Kia.com. Kia, movement that inspires. Third quarter, minute 43 to go. Rockets lead the Knicks 78-74. It'll be Knicks ball coming out of this timeout. We were talking during the timeout, Monica, the pace of this game, the feel of this game seems to be somewhat choppy right now as Houston has a 4-point lead.
Correct, and you made the astute observation that might be part of how Houston likes to play. I mean, this is a group that relies very much on their defensive prowess. In contrast, though, not really used to seeing this from the Knicks. Now, and again, we could probably look into all the numbers about the absence of OG Anunoby, and maybe we feel it more than you thought you would.
Out of the timeout, Brunson down the lane, switches to the reverse, and finishes 78-76. Knicks down 2. Reed Shepard back in, the rookie out of Kentucky. Guarded loosely by McBride. Shepard brings it left side with the dribble. Now he backs out, picks up his dribble, and finds Cam Whitmore. Top of the arc three is good. Cam Whitmore off the bench.
Yeah.
Taking advantage of an opportunity. Doesn't get this season as many minutes as perhaps he would like. He's got 16 points, Knicks trail by 5. Final minute of the third quarter. Brunson down the lane. His pass is deflected and taken away by Shepard, who dribbles out of trouble. Left side pass, Whitmore drives, cut off by Hukporti. Good job by Hukporti moving his feet. Aaron Holiday, three-pointer right side is good. And just like that, Houston is back up by 8.
They've knocked down consecutive threes. Oh, man. Just moving the basketball and putting pressure on this Knicks defense.
Josh Hart, diagonal drive, left side, floats it up, hits the side of the backboard. Rebounded by Adams. Shepard ahead to Whitmore. Brunson contested and also fouled him as Brunson hits the floor, is helped up by Hukporti and McBride, and Whitmore will go to the line.
Oh, man. I applaud Cam Whitmore. You mentioned it, though, a guy that his minutes are a little up and down depending on what this team needs, but he's made the most out of this. He's played in the paint. He's been on the glass. He's been terrific on the defensive end. 16 points for him, 5 rebounds so far in this one, showing relentless effort and a grasp for what I think it is that the Rockets want to do systematically, and that is to play with physicality and to play with tremendous pace.
First free throw is good for Cam Whitmore. Karl Anthony Towns back in with 28 seconds to go in the quarter. Hukporti to the bench. Ime Udoka counters by putting Tari Eason back in the game for Reed Shepard. So the Knicks have out there right now Brunson and McBride with Hart, Achua, and Towns. Bridges is currently on the bench. Second free throw by Whitmore is good. And out of that last timeout, the Rockets have scored 8 straight points. They lead 86-76.
The after timeout windows are critical.
Couple of threes and then the 2 free throws for Cam Whitmore. There's a 4-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Brunson dribbling just inside the midcourt line. Now he moves over onto the Knicks logo. Guarded by Thompson. Brunson brings it left side. They throw a double team at him. High post Achua down the lane. Two-handed slam. 6.8 seconds to go. Shot clock is off.
Well executed by the Knicks.
Knicks down by 8. Thompson quickly into the front court. Achua trying to stay in front of him. Thompson to the basket. Slams it down and the foul over Achua, who lost his balance.
Got to make a business decision on that one. Stay out the way. Got to stay out the way. Ooh, yikes.
Thompson drove right at Achua. Had him on roller skates and then went up.
Man. I mean, that is incredible athleticism by Achua to recover, but you should have left that one alone. You got to leave that one alone.
1.1 second on the clock. Knicks down by 10. Here's Thompson from the line. 20 points already. Free throw is good. He's 5 for 5 from the line. Knicks down by 11. Up and down third quarter. Josh Hart running the baseline. Baseball pass to Towns. It goes out of bounds. Nobody touched it. Houston will get to inbound underneath their own basket along the baseline.
What in the world?
So a miscue there for the Knicks. Fourth turnover by Josh Hart, and Ime Udoka, sensing an opportunity, wants to set up a play with 1.1 second to go, calls timeout. Attention Optimum subscribers, missing local sports on MSG? Well, there's never been a better time to make the move to Verizon. We'll keep you in the game. Switch to Fios TV on Verizon and score up to a $200 Verizon gift card. Visit a local retail store or call 800-VERIZON. Must install and keep eligible Fios services in good standing for 65 days and register for the gift card within 60 days thereafter, or by no later than June 6th, 2025, whichever is first. Gift card emailed within 48 hours of registration. Other terms apply. So the Knicks trailed by 5 at the beginning of the third. They took a 3-point lead at one point on a couple of occasions, and now they're down by 11, and Houston has a chance to extend that in this final 1.1 second.
You imagine that the way that this has gone, this is probably going to be something at the rim.
Pass. One of those high flyers, Amen Thompson, will inbound on the baseline. Achua guards him. Eason pops out left side. Brooks cuts to the corner. Bounce pass right corner. Holiday pump fake, fires a three. It's an air ball, and the third quarter comes to an end.
All right, I'm surprised that it was ultimately a look from 3, but that'll bring the percentage down for the Rockets so far in this one. But third quarter, it just looked like what we maybe hinted at seeing after the first quarter. These guys turn on the Jets. They're a little younger, they're a little more athletic, and the Knicks have struggled to keep pace.
Fourth quarter coming up from Madison Square Garden. Knicks have some work to do. They trail the Rockets 89-78. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Get a double-digit bonus exclusively for Knicks fans from Food Bazaar Supermarket. Take $10 off of your order of $50 or more when you shop online at shop.foodbazaar.com. Plus, your first delivery is free. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com and use promo code FANSGET10 for the largest selection of international foods, an all-star lineup of the freshest meat, seafood, and produce, and $10 off of your first order of $50. Use promo code FANSGET10 at shop.foodbazaar.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay, New York sports fans, the Arctic cold is coming this week. So if you heat your home with oil, then you must hear this message. Low-price home heating oil is now available to ESPN listeners at a fixed price that can save you hundreds of dollars a year on your home heating bill. That's not all. To kick off the new year, Sloman's will include a free 24/7, 365 emergency service plan for all new customers until February 9th. If you think you're paying way too much to heat your home, then call 866-OIL-DEAL. That's 866-OIL-DEAL to see how much you can save on home heating oil. All new customers will receive a free 24/7, 365 emergency service contract. Just call 866-OIL-DEAL. The heating oil line is now open for ESPN listeners. Think you're paying too much for your home heating oil service? Then call the home heating oil line today and see how much you can save. Don't wait. There's no reason to pay too much for home heating oil. New customers will receive a free emergency service plan and low rate on home heating oil. Just call 866-OIL-DEAL. That's 866-OIL-DEAL.
Welcome back to Madison Square Garden for the start of the fourth quarter. The Knicks will begin the quarter with Jalen Brunson on the bench. Brunson scored 12 points in the third. It's Knicks ball. They trail 89-78. Cameron Payne in for Brunson. Has it top of the arc, right side pass McBride. Back up top for Payne. Good closeout on him. He dumps it into Towns on the right block. Double teamed. Lays it up, no good. Gets his own rebound and finishes off the glass.
So the game is by no means over, right? Even though this is a formula that we know that the Knicks struggle with in terms of the length and athleticism. It's a 9-point ball game. It is going to fall heavily on the shoulders of their defense and their ability to eliminate glass.
Another thing for the Knicks, 3-point shooting. They're just 3 for 18
Yeah, that's
from downtown
tough.
today. As Jayshawn Tate drives right at Towns and finishes from point-blank range.
Yeah, they're being out-rebounded by 8. As Karl Anthony Towns finally, though, is able to connect from the three-point line. That's just the 4th 3 by the Knicks tonight.
Towns is 1 for 5. Caught it in rhythm and looked good leaving his hand. It's 91-83. Knicks force a turnover. Here comes Payne. Ahead to Bridges. One dribble and is fouled going to the basket. And Bridges hits the floor. Has yet to get up as he's gathering himself on the baseline with his 4 teammates gathered around him with Bridges lying on his back. Bridges slowly helping himself to his feet. He's in pain.
Man, very uncomfortable.
Now, of course, this is the NBA player who has never missed a game.
NBA's Iron Man.
He has to attempt the free throws. And it looks like Monica, as he drove to the basket, his left foot landed on the left foot of Amen Thompson, and he twisted that left ankle pretty good.
Well, I appreciate this Garden crowd cheering him on. And again, tomorrow.
Too strong on the first attempt. One more coming for Bridges.
If the Knicks can get through tonight and the game with the Raptors, they got a couple days before Boston will roll in here on Saturday. Not that that's an easy test, but it'll at least give you some time to rest.
They have 3 days off after tomorrow's game before the Celtics come in. Bridges hits the second. He is staying in for now as he hobbles back on defense guarding Cam Whitmore. 91-84, 10:45 to go in the fourth quarter. Whitmore, we'll see if he drives right at Bridges. Passes it off and gets it back. Bridges trying to run with him. Whitmore down the lane. Comes up short. Good help by Towns. But Tate, the offensive rebound and putback is good. It's down 9. 10:25 to go in the fourth. Payne circling down the lane. Finishes with the left hand. And Ime Udoka, a quick timeout. He is out near midcourt. Not happy with his team as they lead 93-86.
Well, from his vantage point, guards coming off of either side of the free throw line and attacking the paint, that has been a soft spot that the Knicks have been able to pass. So I think he's looking at his guys trying to figure out, what are y'all doing in terms of communicating and guarding the penetration? Meanwhile, that's not the Knicks' problem. They should continue to try to work that little gap while they figure it out.
Trying to cut into this deficit. They have so far here to begin the fourth quarter. 10:18 to go in the fourth. The Rockets lead the Knicks 93-86. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
There's no place like home. At NYU Langone Health, we get our surgery patients home sooner than any other health system. Better health starts with a better health system. NYU Langone Health, #1 for quality care in the U.S. The NYU Langone Health app gives you access to your electronic health record, so you can keep track of your visits, lab results, and images all in one place. Better health starts with a better health system. NYU Langone Health, #1 for quality care in the U.S. Learn more at nyulangonehealth.org.
Knicks fans, when deciding to take a charter bus, there's only one choice. That's Best Trails and Travel, New York City's premier charter bus company. Best Trails and Travel has the highest level of charter bus service in New York City and has been serving New York's leading corporations, professional sports teams, and private individuals for 30 years. They offer premier customer service and the newest fleet of buses in the industry. Whether you're traveling with family, friends, or colleagues, Best Trails and Travel guarantees you the ultimate traveling experience. Visit them at besttrailstravel.com or call 212-206-6974.
This is Jalen Brunson. I'll be driving to my games this season in style in my new Jeep Gladiator from Princeton Jeep. My friends at Princeton Jeep gave me the all-star treatment, and you can expect the same thing too. Just mention that I sent you, and they'll treat you like family. Princeton Jeep has tons of inventory, great deals, and all new and used vehicles. Visit Princeton Jeep at 1045 State Road in Princeton, New Jersey, or online at PrincetonJeeps.com and tell them Jalen sent you.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
And welcome back to Madison Square Garden. Pat O'Keefe and Monica McNutt, our executive producer Ray Santiago, engineer Chris Batchkowski, and statistician Tyler Freed with you on a Monday night. We're in the fourth quarter, and the Knicks, with 10:10 to go, trail the Rockets 93-86. Houston ball out of the Ime Udoka timeout. Amen Thompson drives right baseline, cut off by Achua. His pass is deflected out of bounds off of Deuce McBride with 8 seconds for Houston to shoot.
This Knicks defense really has to find a way, and it has to culminate in rebounds. They're being out-rebounded right now by 8.
Tate drives right at Towns, switches to the left hand and finishes. Jayshawn Tate has been tough here in the second half.
The fact that points in the paint are tied is not the way this game feels.
Towns down the lane, 2 long strides and finishes with the floater. Back to a 7-point game, 95-88. Good answer for Karl Anthony Towns, who now has 18 points. Step back jumper, left side. Thompson left it short. Achua the rebound. Here's Cameron Payne on the left side. Brunson on the bench. He's got 25 points. Payne fires a 3, hits the front of the rim. Thompson skies for the rebound. Thompson brings it up left side. Up top pass for Brooks. 1 dribble right side. Holiday tries to drive on McBride. He's cut off in the left corner. Thompson behind the back pass to Holiday. His 3 well short from the left corner. Rebound into the hands of Towns. Outlet front court. Bridges 1 dribble. Fires. No good. 3-pointer from the right side was too strong. Had a good look. Bridges likes those transition 3s. Knicks still down by 7. Just over 3 minutes gone by in the fourth. And Aaron Holiday floats one in from 10 feet out. It's 97-88. Here's Bridges again, driving on Brooks. Off the glass, count it, and the foul.
First of all, it's great to see that Mikal Bridges is still on the floor, because rarely does he hit the ground and stay down as long as he did to end that third quarter. And then this is just a determined finish. Dylan Brooks, an all-NBA caliber defender, all-defensive team type of guy. He's strong, he's pesky. But a big-time energy basket by Mikal Bridges, who now has 19 points.
The 4th foul against Dylan Brooks. Amen Thompson also has 4. For the Knicks, Ariel Hukporti has 4 fouls. Bridges finishes the 3-point play. Knicks back within 6, 97-91 with 8:40 to go in the fourth.
I tell you what, if the Knicks can come back and pull this off, having been down as many as 12 in this one, without OG Anunoby, it will be a display of a tremendous level of grit and toughness.
Down by 12 on a couple of occasions so far. Eason is cut off by Hart, has to pass out of the post. Whitmore with 3 seconds to shoot. Good defense by Payne. Knocks it away from behind. Green has to fire. It does hit the rim to beat the shot clock. Rebounded by Towns. Here comes McBride on the left side. Knicks trailing by 6. McBride cut off on the baseline by Brooks. Keeps his dribble. Still 14 seconds on the shot clock.
You got to go to Cat while he's been guarded by Steven Adams. I would have thought that's a mismatch.
But they leave McBride open. He is blocked at the rim. Athletic play by Tari Eason. Couldn't save it, though. It's out of bounds to the Knicks with 5 seconds to shoot.
Tari Eason is a guy that I like in the league. That's his third block. He does a great job of coming over from the help side and disrupting.
He's 6'8" and started at center tonight for the Rockets as they're without Alpert and Şengün. Payne inbounds, 4 seconds to shoot. Hart drives at Adams, jump stop blocked by Adams, out of bounds, off of the Rockets, but the Knicks have 0.4 of a second on the shot clock.
Offense has just been so difficult to come by.
That block by Steven Adams was the 6th for the Rockets. So the Knicks, quick inbound, Bridges fires, no good. Had a good look and it almost went down, but Adams grabs the rebound.
That was well done by Bridges in the execution because it did look like it might got a friendly bounce up there.
Tough possession for the Knicks. They had a couple of good chances to score. Still trailing by 6. 7:35 to go in the fourth. Brooks working from the left baseline. Powers in against McBride. Shoots it in over him along the baseline. 99-91. McBride trying to answer quickly into the front court. Gives it back out to Towns. Right side of the arc. Left-handed dribble drives. Off-balance shot is no good. But Karl Anthony Towns is fouled by Steven Adams.
So I like this take by Karl Anthony Towns, but I really wish that the Knicks could find him at the three-point line while Adams is guarding him. And that actually was pretty close as I look at him on the replay. He catches the ball a few steps outside of the arc above the free throw line and attacks Adams. But that sort of downhill version of Cat is what you need in this matchup.
So Towns to the free throw line. It's time now for Owner of Free Throws, brought to you by Chumba Casino. Towns tonight, as he lines up the first one, is 1 for 2. Now 1 for 3 from the line as he comes up short. The Knicks as a team, 13 for 19 at the free throw line tonight. That is 68%. They're third in the NBA in free throw percentage, and that was Owner of Free Throws, brought to you by Chumba Casino, where any moment can be your moment with free daily bonuses, hundreds of online social games, and exciting chances to play, and maybe even land some serious prizes. Turn your free time into a good time with Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. Must be 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply. Second free throw good for Cat. 99-92. Knicks trail. 7:10 to go in the fourth. There's Green at the top of the key, gives it back out for Whitmore, drives, stops, and his pass inside wasn't handled by Adams. They turn it over, it's taken by Bridges.
The Knicks got opportunity here.
It's Brunson who just checked back into the game on that last stoppage. Brunson backing his way in on Green, turns, steps back, floats it up, no good. Hart taps in the rebound and the foul.
What a play by Josh Hart. I know the pun is getting corny, but the heart, literally the heartbeat of this New York Knicks squad, as he brings this thing back to a 2-possession ball game. Great timing on this one, just relentless on the glass.
I don't think there is a more appropriately named player in the NBA than Josh Hart. At the line with 6:44 to go in the fourth, it's 99-94.
We got a ways away to go if he's going to get his 8th triple-double, but he might get a double-double. He has 6 rebounds to go with 14 points.
Now 15, finishes the three-point play. Knicks back within 4, 99-95. Plenty of time to go. 6:40 left in the fourth. Garden crowd growing louder with their chants of defense. Holiday on the left side, picked up by Towns, floats it up and in over Karl Anthony Towns, and the lead is back to 6. Art the other way on the left side. Drives right to the basket, into the right corner. Finds McBride for three. Knocks it down. It is a one-possession game, 101-98.
The offense is finding its way. The defense has to do the same.
Coming up on the midway point of the fourth quarter. Green weaving in and out of traffic. Switches to the left hand and athletic finish for Jalen Green.
Oh, my goodness.
Now Brunson quickly the other way, floats it up and in. Back and forth we go. 103-100, 5:50 left. Brunson determined that time. Head down. He's got 27 points. There's Jalen Green guarded by Bridges. Around the Holiday screen. Green with the dribble, finds Holiday. Left open for three, left side. That's good. It's 106-100.
Three-point shooting, we know, is an area where the Knicks have room to continue to grow in terms of how they defend opponents. One of the lower teams in the league in terms of three-point field goal percentage by defense.
McBride, right side pass for Hart, cross-court. Brunson is knocked from behind. A late whistle is finally blown. It's a foul against Aaron Holiday. It's like Holiday got Brunson from behind, tried to swipe at the basketball, and got him in the back of the head. Now Ime Udoka is out onto the floor. Are the Rockets going to challenge this? Yes, they are.
Gee whiz, Ime all in the official's face? Across the half-court line? Which official was that? Mitchell Irvin. That's having all intimate conversation.
Assess the Holiday.
That was the voice of Mitchell Irvin, our crew chief. So the foul was called against Aaron Holiday. It would send Jalen Brunson to the free throw line, but it is under review, challenged by the Houston Rockets. So we'll take a break. 5:14 to go in the fourth quarter. Houston on top of the Knicks, 106-100. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Craving a tasty burger? Smash Burger has you covered. Enjoy certified Angus beef burgers, signature sides like smash fries and hand-spun milkshakes, or even a refreshing cold beer. Smash Burger is known for their namesake smashing technique. Smashing a fresh, never frozen, 100% certified Angus beef patty on a hot seasoned grill. There's a Smash Burger location near you. Available for dine-in, takeout, or delivery. To find your New York area location, visit smashburger.com. Smash Burger. Burgers meticulously crafted to be destroyed.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
New York Presbyterian gives you the healthcare choices you want, like over 450 locations in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and Westchester. Virtual care that lets you connect with us digitally. World-class doctors from Columbia and Weill Cornell Medicine, and Health Matters, an online source for the latest health and wellness topics and tips. Experience extraordinary healthcare when and where you need it. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. Restrictions apply.
We're back here at Madison Square Garden, awaiting the results of the challenge by Rockets head coach Ime Udoka of the foul called against Aaron Holiday. Here's Mitchell Irvin.
Holiday makes illegal contact to the head of Brunson. Therefore, the coach's challenge is unsuccessful. Houston shows the mandatory timeout, and they do not retain the ability to challenge the rest of the game. Thank you.
Look at Ime.
Ime's over Mitchell Irvin's shoulder. He wants one final word with him. Our microphone picked up Ime saying, "Hey, Mitch." So 2 shots for Brunson. There's 5:14 to go in the fourth. It's 106-100 Rockets. Brunson's first free throw is up, and it's good. Each team has 2 timeouts remaining. The Knicks are in the bonus, and the Knicks have not committed any team fouls in this fourth quarter.
I don't know if I like that as a stat. I'm watching this game, so I will not say it's usually a measurement of effort on the defensive end. I just think that they've had trouble keeping up with the pace and the athleticism of the Rockets.
Both free throws good for Brunson. It's 106-102. The Knicks have only been whistled for 11 fouls tonight. 4 of them against Ariel Hunt-Porty. Step back 3, right side, Jalen Green. That's no good. Eason chases down the rebound. He throws it. It is saved from going into the backcourt by Holiday. Here's Green again, drives at Towns, knocked away by Towns. Loose ball is recovered by Holiday. In the paint, Towns rips it away. Into the front court for Brunson. 3-on-1. Hart lays it up and in. It's 106-104.
Golly, these guys really want to be cardiac. Jalen Brunson is holding his right hand. Which is not great.
Knicks down 2. Fall back jumper by Green. The basket does not count. There was a whistle on the floor against the Knicks.
This is stressful. But if you're the Knicks, you got to gather your composure. Most likely, Pat, this is probably the squad that you're rolling with down the stretch of this ball game. McBride has 7 points. Achua also has 7 points. Now, Achua does have 9 rebounds. So I wonder if you keep an eye on that substitution as far as opportunity. Maybe you steal a minute or 2 for Cameron Payne, but you're rapidly approaching. You are, in fact, in clutch time.
4:30 to go, 106-104. Knicks down by 2. Into the right corner. Thompson off a pump fake is fouled by Towns. That's back-to-back fouls against Karl Anthony Towns, and that'll be his 4th.
I understand his frustration. Technically, he breaks verticality with his hands, but his arms, rather. I do not think that the contact here bothered balance, motion, any of that. Because I think Jalen Green was out of control anyway.
Amen Thompson, what a game he's had.
Excuse me, Thompson.
Thompson now is 6 for 6 from the line. And he is 1 assist shy of a triple-double with 22 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. He's already got 1 triple-double this season, and he hits both free throws.
I mean, this is a guy that in the last month or so has been inserted into the starting lineup, and he's really been able to capitalize on it. It's quite impressive.
Averaging, coming into tonight, about 18 points a game as a starter. Brunson steps through and hits the floater again. It's a 2-point game. 108-106, 4 minutes left. Green, right baseline, barrels it to Brunson. Offensive foul.
The Knicks badly needed a stop. Jalen Brunson has 15 charges drawn coming into tonight's contest. He got one earlier in the game. Add that one.
With 4 minutes even remaining in the fourth quarter. That is the 6th turnover committed by Jalen Green. The Knicks have the ball, trailing by 2. Chance to tie or take the lead with a 3. Brunson walks it across the timeline. McBride sets him a high screen, slips through. Foul line pass to McBride. Couple dribbles towards the left side. Up top, Bridges. Straight on 3. No good, back rim. Towns battling inside. It's knocked out of bounds by Thompson. Knicks will get a 14-second shot clock.
Now, mind you, the Knicks have shot a dismal 21% from the three-point line tonight, but usually this team is shooting a much better percentage than that, closer to the high 30s.
They're 5 for 24 from downtown. Lob pass inbounds to Towns. Fakes the handoff to Brunson. Towns drives at Brooks, lays it up. Count it, and the foul. We're tied. Free throw coming for Cat.
What a determined effort by Karl Anthony Towns, and we talked about this a little bit earlier in the ball game. Him settling for some of those fadeaways. The last time he was guarded by Steven Adams, he aggressively attacked the paint as well. That time, Dylan Brooks, who he knows he has a height advantage over, takes him literally to the block and forces the issue. That is Brooks' 5th foul as well. Ooh, got a tie ball game. This getting back to tied is a feat in and of itself, and obviously the Knicks will tell you that the job is not done with 3:38 to go in this fourth.
Towns at the line. 10 points in the fourth, make it 11. Knicks lead 109-108.
That is tied with all of his productivity for the 3 quarters previous. What a tremendous focus when it matters most by Cat.
Crowd on its feet here at the Garden. Thompson bottled up in the paint. Shot no good. McBride couldn't handle the rebound. It's out of bounds off the Knicks.
The Knicks do understand, though, the importance of rebounding. They've been out-rebounded on the game, 45-38.
Inbound, 14 seconds on the shot clock. Bounce pass right baseline. Jalen Green knocks down the jumper. Houston leads 110-109.
The guarding these inbound plays have really presented a challenge for the Knicks.
Knicks for the first time this season playing without OG Anunoby, out with a mild sprain of his right foot. Bridges, left side, left baseline pass for Hart. Gives it right back to Bridges. With the dribble towards the center of the court. Ball back jumper. Gets the roll. Knicks back on top by 1.
Gotta have a stop here. Gotta have a stop. We saw Jalen Brunson sell out and draw a charge not too long ago. You gotta have a stop here.
111-110 with 2:45 to go. Crossover dribble by Thompson towards the left side. Brunson stays with him. Thompson down the lane into the right corner. Eason's 3, no good, front rim. Hart grabs the rebound. Knicks looking to push. It's Bridges along the right side, back to Brunson. He'll slow it down with 2:30 left. The Knicks, the ball up by 1. Brunson cross court. McBride lines up at 3, in and out. Rebound pulled by Houston, and Thompson in traffic.
That in and out is the heartbreak that's supposed to happen on the road.
2:15 to go. Rockets down 1. Green down the lane, hangs in the air, and draws the foul. He'll go to the line with 2:12 to play.
All right, so that's 5 on Karl Anthony Towns. He got his right arm on Green's body, and this time it does impact the balance and rhythm as he attacks the paint, even though he's a high flyer here. But even if he makes these free throws, it's still a 1-possession ball game now. You can't afford to give up any sort of offensive rebound should he miss the second.
First free throw is good, and we are tied at 111. The Knicks crunch time 5 is Brunson, McBride, Hart, Bridges, and Towns. And as you just mentioned, Karl Anthony Towns now has 5 personal fouls. Free throw is good. Both of them good by Green. Rockets back on top by 1. Brunson walks it across the timeline. Thompson waits for him. Side-to-side dribble for Brunson. Goes left around a McBride screen all the way to the basket. Off the glass and in. Knicks back on top by 1. What a game this is.
Left side, strong side for Jalen Brunson.
33 points. That was the 18th lead change of the night. Thompson with the 19th lead change as he gets free for a two-handed slam in traffic.
These guys got springs in their legs.
Now Brunson trying to answer again from the right block. Turns, flips it up, off the glass, and in. Jalen Brunson going to work here in the fourth quarter.
It is a strong juxtaposition. The Rockets so bouncy at the rim, but Jalen Brunson playing on 2 feet. Still effective, though, putting the defense in a tough spot.
Minute 25 to go. 115, 114 Knicks. Garden crowd rises to its feet. Jalen Green knocked away by Towns. Squirts out and picked up by Brooks. Up top it's Thompson. 1 second to shoot. Has to fire. No good. Shot clock violation with a minute 14 to play.
All right. This place is alive. You got a few Knicks with their hands on their hips, rightfully so. They've played almost this entire fourth quarter.
Knicks with 2 timeouts. Rockets with 2 timeouts. Crowd rises to its feet again with 1:09 to play. Brunson just inside the midcourt line. Bridges sets him a screen. Brunson brings it right side. Pulls up for 3. Knocks it down! Jalen Brunson with an even minute to play His hands rise to the rafters. Pulls up for three. Gives the Knicks a 4-point lead. Timeout, Houston.
Pat, on a night where the Knicks have been starved to connect from the three-point line, Jalen Brunson finally gets one to go. Now, the offense, the energy, the Brunson burner, you love it. But every time the Knicks have gotten a big-time basket, these Rockets have responded just about. And so last time the Knicks were able to force a shot clock violation, force a turnover. Earlier in this fourth quarter when Jalen Brunson was able to draw a charge, that was a stop. But other than that, the stops have been hard to come by. And so I'm sure a large part of the conversation in that huddle right now with head coach Tom Thibodeau is how to protect the rim, as we're now 60 seconds away from the Knicks pulling this victory potentially from the claws of defeat.
This out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by Best Trails in Travel. Detroit loses to Atlanta 132-130, and Washington wins in Charlotte 124-114. Oklahoma City up big on Milwaukee 119-82. That's the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Best Trails in Travel, New York City's premier charter bus company. Visit them today for the ultimate travel experience at besttrailstravel.com. Monica, Jalen Brunson has scored the last 7 points for the Knicks. He has 13 points here in the fourth quarter. 60 seconds to play. They lead 118-114.
The Knicks have scored 40 points in total in this fourth quarter, and so they've been able to find their offense. When they were able to make this a half-court game, they were able to stifle this Rockets offense that had been so potent through three quarters. Here now, they've got to go back to their defense, communicate on switches, protect the rim, avoid fouling as best they can.
Rockets with one timeout remaining. Inbound front court, left-hand side. Cross-court pass to Jayshawn Tate. They just get it in. Brooks drives right at Towns, lays it up, no good, but a foul, and that's going to be number 6 on Karl Anthony Towns.
The Knicks are probably going to challenge this.
Tom Thibodeau walking back towards his bench, seeing if he's advised to challenge the call.
Oh, man. Watching the replay, I don't know that I would challenge it. But in terms of the magnitude of losing Cat, it's 54 seconds to go in the game. If you win it, you got to chat. Although it doesn't really look appealable, I must admit.
Yeah, they're going to let him shoot these free throws. No challenge for the Knicks. Tom Thibodeau's going to hold on to it. Now, Houston was without its challenge. Ime Udoka burned that earlier in the second half. Karl Anthony Towns now leaving the court, replaced by Precious Achiuwa.
I am not one to put a ball game at the foot of the officials, but it has been a tough night for Karl Anthony Towns, both offensively and defensively, as far as the way he's been officiated.
Towns, night ends a rebound shy of a double-double, 22 points and 9 rebounds. Both free throws are good for Dillon Brooks. It's 118-116. 49 seconds to play. Knicks with the ball up by 2. Brunson on the Knicks logo, side-to-side dribble, guarded by Amen Thompson. Achiuwa just back into the game, sets him a screen. They throw a double team at him. It's knocked out of Brunson's hands. It's out of bounds. No signal yet. Our officials are going to converge. No one got a clean look at it. They're going to call a jump ball. So this Tom Thibodeau can also challenge, and he's going back to see if he should.
Now, and this will be interesting because remember this year when you challenge, not only can we look at who touched the ball last, but if, in my estimation, Jalen Brunson might touch that ball last, but it's because he's fouled by Amen Thompson, which means the foul can be called.
So Tom Thibodeau calls timeout, and he will use his challenge here with 37.7 seconds to go.
New York has called a timeout to challenge the previous on-court ruling of a jump ball on out of bounds.
I think he fouls Jalen here as we're looking at the replay. You can't reach across this. He's reaching across Jalen's body, right?
He does reach across Jalen Brunson's body with the right arm. Now he makes contact with the basketball, which Brunson had dribbling in his left hand. But does he also make contact when he reaches across Jalen's body?
I think, and even before the right hand reaches, I think you could argue that left hand, in terms of disrupting balance and rhythm and such, is pushing Jalen Brunson off the spot.
It happened right at midcourt. Amen Thompson, the defender on the play. The call on the floor is a jump ball, which could be taken between any two players. None of the three officials had a clear look at who knocked the ball out of bounds.
I think this one is going to go in the favor of the Knicks, based on the way that it's been called tonight.
Well, there's two ways that could happen. It could be Knicks basketball.
I feel like my chances are high because I just left it open. One of the two ways.
And they could also call a foul against Amen Thompson.
It could be right. So one of those two things I believe should happen based on watching the replay of this play.
As they continue to take a look at this, our crew chief, Mitchell Irvin, and our referee, Kevin Cutler, are still at the monitor. 118-116, 37.7 seconds to go. Meanwhile, both teams are in the bonus. Each team has one timeout remaining.
I'm glad you brought that up because the Knicks have actually shot 9 more free throws than the Rockets.
After review, the ball last contacts Brunson to going out of bounds. Therefore, the challenge is unsuccessful. It will be Houston's ball. New York is short a timeout, and they no longer can challenge. Thank you.
Wow.
I did not think that was going to play out that way.
So it was going to be a jump ball, and as a result of the Knicks challenge, they determined that it's out of bounds off of Jalen Brunson. So the Knicks are out of challenges. They have one timeout remaining. It's Houston ball. They'll inbound at midcourt with 38 seconds to go. The Knicks leading 118-116.
Wow, I did not anticipate that going that way, but here we go.
Jalen Green inbounds to Amen Thompson, who's got a triple-double tonight, including 25 points. Brunson picks up Thompson. They clear out for him on the left side. Knocked away, loose ball, picked up by Brunson. Thompson lost it. Brunson knocked it out of his hands. There's a 1 second difference between shot clock and game clock. Brunson in the front court has it knocked out of his hands, out of bounds again.
Wow, this Knicks defense showing up when they need to, though. Incredible job by Jalen Brunson staying in front of Amen Thompson. Forces this mishandle of the rock, and then is first to the ball once it's loose.
They're going to check the clock here because right now the shot clock is off. There's 22.5 seconds remaining on the game clock. Brandon Schwab, the umpire, the third member of this officiating crew, is at the scorer's table to see whether or not the shot clock should have any time on it. Meanwhile, Cameron Payne is checking into the game for Precious Achiuwa to give the Knicks another good free throw shooter.
And a ball handler, for that matter. The last few possessions, the Rockets have come down and they've double-teamed Jalen Brunson at that as soon as he comes off the screen, and so they're using the half-court line and the baseline as additional defenders.
So they do put 19 seconds on the shot clock, 22 and a half seconds on the game clock. Knicks have a timeout. They have to get it in. They do to Brunson on the right-hand side, and he's fouled along the baseline by Jay Sean Tate. Now the shot clock is off with 21.2 seconds remaining. Jalen Brunson to the free throw line, trying to extend the Knicks' 2-point lead.
Tonight he's 9 of 10 from the free throw line, which is right on par with what you expect from number 11, the captain.
This has been a tough, physical, hard-fought game here tonight at Madison Square Garden. Knicks trying to close it out. Brunson's first free throw is up, and it's good. And that gives him 39 points, and this is his 70th 30-point game with the Knicks. That breaks a tie with Julius Randle, his former teammate, for the 5th most in franchise history.
The Knicks have needed every single one of those points tonight and those assists. This has been a slugfest, and of those 39, potentially 40 here, he scored 14 in this fourth quarter. Kudos to both he and Karl Anthony Towns, who activated when this team needed it most in the fourth.
Knicks trailed 89-78 at the start of the fourth. Brunson hits them both. 120 to 116. It's a two-possession game. Houston does have one timeout remaining. Green pulls up for three, right side, no good. Adams, the offensive rebound. Hart ties him up. It's a jump ball with 13.2 on the clock.
Is it Josh Hart in the jump ball, or is it Precious Achiuwa?
They both had their hands in there. Hart was in there first. It would be better for the Knicks if it was Achiuwa, as he is taller. But it looks like it's going to be Steven Adams and Josh Hart jumping it up. 13.2 seconds to go. Knicks lead by 4, and the shot clock is off.
Prior to that shot, Jalen Green was just 1 of 7 from the three-point line, but he pulled up and let that one go with confidence.
Adams taps it towards the Rockets bench, and they couldn't save it. Knicks ball, 11.3 seconds to go.
These final plays, as we've come down the stretch in this last minute of this ball game, have been huge momentum swings one way or the other, but credit the Knicks for staying steady and figuring out how to respond each time.
Payne in, Achiuwa out. Knicks will inbound in the backcourt, right in front of the Rockets bench. Bridges to throw it in. Knicks have to get open. They do have one timeout remaining. Bridges calls timeout as the 5 seconds were ticking away, and the Knicks are now out of timeouts. 11.3 seconds to go. Knicks lead by 4. Let's pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for 3.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
Pat O'Keefe and Monica McNutt with you at Madison Square Garden. Knicks trying to end this 5-game homestand on a high note. They have the ball with 11.3 seconds to go, leading 120 to 116. The Knicks entered the fourth quarter trailing 89 to 78. So far this season, they are 0-8 at home when trailing entering the fourth quarter.
You know, shout out to our whole production crew up here, because we got that stat to start the fourth quarter and decided that we weren't going to be stuck there. And I'm gonna leave it there, because you and I have sat in these two seats for some crazy things that have happened, and it's not quite all over yet. But this has been a really powerful display of grit and determination by these New York Knicks, particularly on the defensive end in the last 3 minutes of this ball game, finding ways to come up with stops.
So thanks to the timeout, the Knicks can now inbound in the front court adjacent to their own bench, and it's Bridges to trigger it in. Knicks are out of timeouts. They have to get it in. He lobs it towards the center of the court. Hart takes it and is fouled immediately by Aaron Holiday with 10.2 seconds to go.
Josh Hart tonight is 1 of 1 from the free throw line so far. Wow.
So Holiday was in the game to give a foul. He now goes back to the Houston bench. That was his 5th foul. He's replaced by Jayshawn Tate. Hart to the line. First one is good. It's a 5-point lead.
This is really impressive by the New York Knicks. It's really good stuff. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns fouls out, what was that, about 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter? And you could have hung your head at that because you lose size versus a team with athleticism and length, but they did not do that.
One more coming for Josh Hart. He had a triple-double on Saturday night. He's got 18 points here tonight. They're both good. It's a 6-point Knicks lead. And now Houston uses its final timeout with 10.2 seconds to go. Josh Hart stays at the free throw line, holds the follow-through, and the Knicks are on top 122-116.
There are some fans that are beginning to head out, I think, with confidence, as I think those are mostly Knicks fans. This has just been a really gritty performance, and I know I keep using that word, but I don't know how else to describe it. You're down one of your key starters, one of your most versatile defenders, and the guy that hit 5 threes the last time you played these teams in November. And not to mention that was a loss, right? Now, granted, the Rockets are without 2 of their starters, one an all-star, and then, of course, their champion point guard, Fred VanVleet. But the the momentum of this game, the choppiness and the speed of this game favored the Rockets through 3 quarters for certain, and maybe 3.5 quarters, and then the Knicks were able to finally put their impression on this ball game here at Madison Square Garden.
Monica, Karl Anthony Towns, who was a big factor offensively in this fourth quarter, fouled out with 2:12 to go. The Rockets hit both of the free throws, and the Knicks trailed 112 to 111. And since then, they have stormed ahead for a 6-point lead, looking to close it out with 10.2 seconds to go.
I mean, they've held these guys to just 5 points since then, and that speaks to the defense. They forced turnovers by being scrappy, being disruptive. They've drawn charges, and then some of the youth showed up as there's that jump ball, although that's Steven Adams, he's a vet, that goes right out of bounds in favor of the Knicks. They've had some home bounces, too.
So Houston will inbound in the front court. Amen Thompson from the right-hand side. Both teams are out of timeouts. Thompson holding it over his head. He finds Holiday, who turns and goes right to the basket and lays it in with 7.4 seconds to go. So not much time off the clock there. Now the Knicks have to get it in, and Brunson is fouled in the backcourt by Thompson. 6.1 to go. Brunson to the free throw line. Knicks leading by 4.
Brunson's been money from the line so far tonight. So you have a lot of confidence going into this one. But then you start to have the conversation, Pat, again about this stretch of games now. This means that they go 4-1 against Western Conference opponents here at the Garden. And this is a really impressive stretch, particularly today without OG Anunoby.
Chance of MVP growing louder. Jalen Brunson steps to the line for the first of 2. And it rolls and drops in. Brunson now has 41 points, 10 assists, and 6 rebounds. It is his first career 40-10 game in the regular season.
That's impressive. Just when this team needs it most.
Got them both. 6-point game. 6.1 seconds to go. Houston can't stop the clock. They inbound to Thompson near midcourt. Couple dribbles. Fires a 3. No good. Hart the rebound. Knicks win. What a game tonight at Madison Square Garden. Knicks win 124 to 118.
A really gritty effort behind the leadership of their captain. 42-10 for Jalen Brunson. But then you get monster performances late for Karl Anthony Towns. 22 points. He had 12 of those in the fourth quarter. And then Mikal Bridges goes down in the course of this ballgame, but he stays on the floor. He finishes with 22, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds as well. A night where you're shorthanded. You don't get a ton out of your bench. You've got 12 points. Deuce McBride has 7 tonight as well. But this is a really good win in a stretch of challenging games here at the Garden for the Knicks. They managed to go 4-1 in the 5-game home stretch where they face some of the Western Conference's best.
So the Knicks finish off this homestand with a record of 4-1. Front end of a back-to-back as they head to Toronto in a little bit to take on the Raptors tomorrow. And the victory for the Knicks is their 33rd of the season. They are 33-17. The Knicks coming alive offensively in the fourth quarter, outscoring the Rockets 46-29 in the final period. Crowd that is still here is applauding Jalen Brunson, who is being interviewed by our Alan Hahn on the court right now, as we will continue to dissect what was really an entertaining and a physical game at Madison Square Garden, as the Knicks have to come from behind, trailing by 12 a couple of times to win this one, 124 to 118. As we head outside the Knicks locker room, one of the stars of this game, Mikal Bridges. Mikal, the way that you guys finished this game, 46 points in the fourth quarter, your highest scoring quarter of the season. What changed? What clicked offensively down the stretch?
Man, I think it starts with defense, man. We getting stops and getting out. And once we play in transition, crowd get us going, and we playing really well.
All right, so on that note, Mikal, what clicked defensively? Because through 3 quarters, the Rockets were dictating the pace until y'all slowed it in the fourth.
Yeah, man, I think just talking to each other more and helping each other. I think guys one-on-one and, messing up the scouts sometimes on, what way guys drive and stuff. So we locked in more, and, it was winning time, so.
Mikal, front end of a back-to-back. I know you're heading to Toronto. We'll let you run. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
That's Mikal Bridges outside the Knicks locker room. He helped lead the way tonight with 22 points, 2 for 7 from downtown, 9 for 18 from the line. A collective effort for the Knicks. They play without OG Anunoby for the first time this season. They trail by 12 on a couple of occasions. And Monica, they win their first game this season at home when trailing entering the fourth quarter.
Now I can let it all the way out the bag. But we got that stat at halftime, and our terrific team here was like, it feels like they're due to break that. And in fact, they do manage to break that tonight. I just think this was a really mature win by the Knicks. It was a display of toughness and grit. I loved what both Mikal Bridges and Jalen Brunson had to say in their various post-game interviews about this team just sticking together. And sometimes sticking together doesn't mean that you don't get on one another and hold one another accountable and say, hey, you messing up the scout. But it does mean that you can communicate, sometimes tough, so that you can create a better product as a whole team.
A 4-1 homestand against that quality of competition. That's a heck of a job by this Knicks team as they head out on the road. So the final score from Madison Square Garden, the Knicks 124 and the Rockets 118. Plenty to break down on the postgame show, and that's coming up next with Dan Grassa. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Hey everyone, ready to level up your game time? Well, check out Chumba Casino. Non-stop fun and totally free to join. Enjoy online social casino games with new games added regularly. Play for your chance to win serious prizes and claim your daily login bonus. Whether you're at home or on the move, jump in and start playing today at ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. Got to be 18 or over, and terms and conditions apply.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You want to get the most for your money. That's why more Mazda buyers choose Ramsey Mazda. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 all-wheel drive, only $199 a month. Or buy with 0.9% APR financing for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. Excludes tax, title, and registration. Zero security deposit. VIN SM765438. MSRP $26,940 and 2325.
Sports fans, take your game day snacks to a whole new level. Cibao Meat Products Jamoneta Campesino Salami, the MVP of flavor. Whether you're cheering for touchdowns or slam dunks, this Hispanic-style salami is a guaranteed crowd pleaser. Made with the finest ingredients and packed with zesty spices, Jamoneta Campesino Salami delivers a burst of savory goodness in every bite. Score big with Cibao Meat Jamoneta Campesino Salami. Available at your local supermarket. Remember, if you see our logo from the start, put it in your shopping cart. Cibao Meat Products, over half a century of tradition and quality.
Welcome to the New York Knicks post-game show. Now here's Dan Grassa.
Everyone, welcome to the New York Knicks post-game show. Dan Grassa with you. Well, the Knickerbockers wrapping up a 5-game homestand tonight. They'd have to do it without the services of OG Anunoby, who would be sidelined for the first time this season due to a foot sprain. They trailed by as many as a dozen in the first half, grabbed a 3-point lead in the third quarter, but then a back-and-forth final few minutes of the fourth would ensue, and when it was all left, the Knicks would be the ones standing as they pull out a 124-118 triumph over the Rockets. The first victory at home this season when trailing after three quarters. They had been 0-8 previously. They see their record improve to 33-17. They've won 6 of their last 7. Houston loses their third straight. They dropped to 32-17, and the Knicks' home record is now up to 18-9. So much to get into, and let's do it now with the dynamic duo that we're on the call for tonight's game. It's Pat O'Keefe and Monica McNutt. And Monica, boy, when you don't have a full complement of players tonight, it's still pretty good that one of them happens to be Jalen Brunson, because let's face it, he was the one that got him to the finish line tonight with a W.
Oh, man, Dan, did he? It was just sheer will. And I would actually attach Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns in that fourth quarter, even though Cat fouled out. He had 12 points, I believe, in the fourth quarter. And he had 11 through the first, well, hold on, I got my math mixed up. He had 12 and 10, I believe. So he had 12 in the fourth quarter, and he had 10 through three quarters. And that, to me, shows a determination and something clicking for him in terms of getting downhill and forcing